we learned how to set up and how to identify an indentation properly in YAML script through Vim editor. That is what we learned as a first topic, and then we edited for that purpose. We edited one file called vimrc in home directory.
Okay.
And then next topic, we jump to a debug module to print the output for that particular task, and then we merge a shell command using the debug module as a second follow thing to see what is the output we can do. And as an extension, we learned how to store an output in a file using the register command, register thing in that task, and followed by we saw some examples like how to get the free space usage, memory usage and all using that register thing and all that, and then we jumped into another topic called the setup module. So in setup module, how to grep a certain built-in things, like for example, like if you want to grep like date and time under Ansible facts built-in module. So we learned that how to grep those condition grep those output which is including in which is being included in the setup module. Okay, and then last topic we learned about the variables, how come these variables are being used in our Ansible, and then we learned some conditions saying that okay, variables should be like this, we should not have no spaces, no dots, and then we should not have any special characters, only underscore is allowed. So these kind of things we learned as a basic thing, saying that okay, how variable can be defined. We saw how variable is being used in basic shell scripting, and then we jumped into Ansible programming, and then we learned various kinds of variables concept in playbooks, how to declare inside the playbook. That is what initially we learned, and then the same variable we declared in inventory file and calling the playbook. And then we saw another scenario saying that okay, if you don't want to disturb the playbook and prod.ini file, yeah, you create a folder saying that okay, group variables and host variables. So there again there are two kind of categories. And then we discussed about the preferences. Okay, how based on various conditions, what is the preference, like if the same kind of variable is declared in which area, like whether it's declared in it's being written in group underscore vars or host underscore vars or like ini file or like playbook. So we discussed about preferences for host and group variables, and then at last uh, we discussed a complex condition saying that okay, how I can say, if there are like different variables, first one is declared in playbook and second one is declared in group and third one is declared in host. So we saw a complex condition to see how it is picking up based on the priority and preference for the task. That best example we have seen it. So yeah, good. This is the summary I can tell you.
Thank you. Thanks. Very good summarization has been done overall. Right. So now we have to go ahead and get into other activity. Before that, anyhow, I'll quickly revisit these topics what we have gone through yesterday, and so that we'll be able to understand more and go further into the variables related activity. Then we have to go ahead into some more area related to facts, work on facts based on that facts. How, what are the things we can do after gathering facts? We will try to get into the loop concept also. So a couple of more things are there in the pipeline, so we'll try to cover all those things. Then if time permits, we'll go to the other areas, but first we will try to concentrate again work related to variables activity. So variables is technically making sure whenever you're trying to work on any programming languages also, we wanted to have that input is has to be given from the user or get the prompt from that particular usage. Based on that output, you want to do something. You don't want to hard code the value, right? From that way, we want to supply the input at the time of running that particular application. For example, if I say calculator is just you give the input, based on that, it will be giving the output. So it is a perfect example. Variables will keep on changing depending on that. You are writing a program code. So that program code is going to take value A plus or add some value B. Then what is the operation you want to do it, whether you want to add, subtract, or multiply, whatever the things you want to do it. Based on that, it is going to do those calculations. So technically, a good program, or in our case, a good Ansible book, you create it and create once, use it many times, use it for different scenarios also. That's the whole idea. Why we want to use it as a variable. Otherwise, we can hard code it for everything. If you are trying to write a hard code mechanism, then it will take very long time. And obviously, you are the only person who's going to manage that one. It is not automation. We are doing again manual work only. So in that case, whatever the playbook I am trying to create, I wanted to make sure it is reusable for different conditions or different scenarios. So if you want to do that one, how you are going to make it? On that way, yesterday we have gone through some files in that list, the CD prod. I'm getting into the production folder list. So on that one, we started with the basics variable file in this one, right? The 9th one, and we use also some debug module as the 10th one, 11th one, variable app also we have done it. So on all the different things we have listed. So let me try to have it first, the file cat 9.variables.basics file. In this one, when I'm trying to install a particular package according to my requirement, I want to test it out the variables. In this case, I want to deploy against a server. In real time, it might be all also. That means according to your inventory file, whatever the systems has been configured, I want to deploy or act on these tasks or implement these tasks on all these servers collection or all collection. Since we are already working with servers, I'm using the servers as it is. Otherwise, it might be all also. So that it will be able to reflect all the systems in our activity. In our case, in here, we do have 2 servers only, which has been already grouped as servers group. So on that perspective view, I wanted to deploy only on the servers. If you are doing with all, then the output will be a bit more larger. Spectrum will be covering it because it might be having all the other servers also in the list. So in that case, I wanted to install HTTPD. For that one, I have taken an example of which is having repetitive this the same keyword. For example, package name is HTTPD. When I'm trying to install the application in the M module, I'm going to mention as HTTPD. When I'm trying to start the service, that service name is also HTTPD. So what I've done, I've created a particular example where we are having multiple areas of the same word coming up. So I want to pick up that particular word, which is going to be repetitive in nature, and declare that one as a variable. Right, so that I'll be able to deploy those packages or applications by specifying it outside, not touching this major core file, which is my basics file. So if I want to declare this package value from outside, where all I can declare, that's where the question starts. And in my case, yesterday I've initiated one particular file with the script also, right? So when I created this particular script, cat script.sh, according to this one, we initially created, I wanted to use a print 5 times something. Then I created a variable. That variable, it has to be deployed, or whenever it is required, I wanted to prompt it from the end user because I don't want a fixed value. I wanted to take the value from the user when they are executing it. So at that time, what I do, I have initiated a particular file ./script sh. When I'm trying to run it, it is asking me what is your environment. I'm trying to say staging. Then it is going to take this variable, and based on that variable, it is implementing my code. So in that case, the prompt or the user is giving the input at the runtime or during the runtime, so that it will be able to give that value. So instead of giving at runtime, also we can do here. We are going to do that one also in our next activity, or once we complete our variable related area. At the end, we will also have that option. So in this case, staging, let us say I want to say quality control QC, then it is giving me the required output 5 times. When we come to Ansible QC testing, QC is the current environment or whatever it is. So at this point in time, it is prompting the user, then getting that variable. So that variable value, whatever you have declared it in that file, which is with the variable name as pkg, I want to supply value from outside. When you're supplying the value from outside, which are the areas you can supply? First thing, you can supply it in the inventory file. In the inventory file itself, you can specify it in 2 different locations. One is for the group whereas you can specify, right? One as a group where you can specify. For the entire group, you can specify, or you can specify at the host level. Right? 2 different areas you can specify inside the inventory itself. So that you are going to go ahead and touch the core configuration file, like how your YAML file is core file. In the same, your configuration file is also core file. So I wanted to, as an admin or user or what we call it as implementer of Ansible, I do have privileges to view that particular file, and I'm trying to open up that inventory file. According to that inventory file, it is having a lot of information. Right, in that information, I want to specify for this servers group. Whenever server group mentioned, it is going to apply for web and as well as app. These 2 groups together has been configured here. So in that case, I wanted to use this particular thing. So yesterday I typed it, so let me comment out this one, which according to our requirement, currently we are not going to use it. I'm starting with the first thing, first parameter, which is going to be, I wanted to specify under a section like your servers children, you mentioned it. In the same way, the group name :vars is the value. If I want to give it for apps, then I can give here also. What I can do, I can go ahead and say app : vars. This is if I want to specify whereas only for app collection. If I want to specify for web, I can create a collection called web : vars. Right? Then I can mention it here. If this will affect only the web group, this will affect only the app group. Whereas if I mention it in servers, it will affect the entire servers group. So depending on our need, we might be specifying our variables wherever you want to have it up. Insert, right? Already insert is there, right? So okay. So I can specify in any level, so that it will be affecting those systems in that particular level. So in my case, I wanted to utilize it at the servers level. So yesterday we used it. pkg is equal to which package you want to install. In my case, I wanted to install a package called as, let us assume, HTTPD. Right? So if I say this one has to be deployed with HTTPD, I'm not modifying the core YAML file. I'm modifying core INI file or inventory file itself. In that itself, I'm trying to give this value so that it is going to take this input and try to deploy my detail. So if I try to go ahead and right quit and deploy that particular package, which is available in that location. So Ansible play syntax check Ansible play. We created an alias for play dry run Ansible play dry run using file number 9, right? Escape dot. No, this is coming in. So file number 9 dot. So it is going to take this value, and this is going to do dry run. So I said Ansible play d. APD means Ansible play dry run. I created an alias so that it is taking Ansible play dry run. It is, you can say, it is replacing the value HTTPD. So it is going to affect these 2 machines, and once these 2 machines are getting affected, and obviously it is going to give me what are the things it is going to deploy on those 2 machines. It is not going to install. It is going to do the dry run and give me that output. So according to this, I am waiting for the results to come up.
So Shahjan, -C and APD both are same, right?
-C?
No, -C, that option Ansible playbook and then YAML file.
Yes.
-C and then APD both are same, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Because APD I created as alias. What is that? I have done it. Let me try to have. Why this is taking so much time?
So you created an alias for dry run, right?
Yes. That is called as APD. That I called it as Ansible play dry run So I wanted to talk with that particular, could not find the requested service HTTPD. So it is not able to start the service. So according to this one, it is replied properly and it has changed it also. I think it is deployed by itself, or it is not, could not find the requested. So it is going to say it is going to get changed. Since service is not there, it is saying I'm unable to do that. Okay. So technically the dry run is working fine. So what I have done, I have created in my root directory, there is a file called as .bashrc runtime configuration. This is a profile script, what we call it as. In that one, I created these entries. Right, I created alias is equal to, if I type AP, it is meaning of Ansible playbook. If I type APS, it is Ansible playbook syntax check. If I type APD, it is -c option. Okay, so I created these aliases. Because of that, I'm just typing APD dry run Ansible play syntax check. I'll just type APS. If I want to use a playbook, I'll use AP. Right?
Shajan, in which file you have mentioned this alias?
This one in bashrc, the home directory.
Yeah, this will be in the root home directory.
Yes, under users home directory. How you created vimrc, the same way this is bashrc.
Okay, users home directory.
Yes, users home directory. So that way I can use alias. Otherwise, every time I type Ansible playbook, I'm making typos, lazy in typing. So I'm just keystrokes I'm saying, nothing more than that. If you are good in keystroke, yeah.
Sorry, Shajan. So not only for Ansible playbook, any basic commands or whatever, we can create alias and then we can execute it, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. It's a
generic anything 320 whatever you're typing. It is a generic Linux administrative state.
Understood.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So in this case, shall I go ahead? Any queries, questions?
So will you be pasting the script on the file? So
no, there is already the script is there. I just added in that one last but line. There is unset RC, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Inside that I placed all these three values.
Okay, Shajan.
So that it is going to give me the required thing whatever I'm trying to do. So it is trying to find out again specific alias and functions. It is also looking do the runtime configuration for RC in this one. Do this command. So it is trying to take. You can create even bashrc.d. You can create this one inside a file of that. Then also you can use it up. But anyhow, I am directly editing in bashrc, which is trying to take that value. Source global definitions. If etc/bashrc, then use that one as a current profile. By default, it will take the system bashrc file for the entire all the users, and then it will try to load at the user specific level. Is there anything specifically mentioned? Since I mentioned it at the user level, it is going to take affect only me, not the other users of this particular system. Okay, so clear. Control L, clear the screen. Now based on this, we are able to get the value, right? So now what I would like to do, I would like to have the second one, which I have used it, I think with the debug example. In this one, instead of every time making the packages and changes, I wanted to use something like a debug module itself so that we get the output, whatever we are trying to do it. So I wanted to use variable value 1, value 2, whatever the values if you want to specify, we can specify those values here. Right, so in this case, variable value plus 1, 2, 3, whatever if you want to specify, we can do it. So I'm just creating one more for understanding only variable related parameters, which value is coming first, which one is overriding what. So for that, I have created a debug module. Display uses which variable from which value of variable. So I wanted to create v1, v2, v3 kind of maybe different variables. On that way, I'm just using two variables set, v1 and v2. There are two values which I'm going to supply from outside. So if you're trying to supply this from the outside, then I don't want to touch this particular file called as variables.debug file. So I'm just coming out of this one. I'm not modifying anything. There are two variables. One is v1, the other one is v2. So what I'll go back to my pro.ini file. Here, I'm now removing pkg because we are declaring it. If you don't use it, no problem. But if you declare that, if you're not supplying a value, it will throw an error. Variable has been defined. It is not used inside, or variable value is not being given. So for that undefined variable or something, that it will come up. So in this case, what I would like to use, I want to use v1. And here in this case, remove. In this case, I'm trying to use value 1 as HTTPD and value 2 as telnet. Right. So there are two different values I'm supplying it. One value package I'm not using anywhere in my module. So in my YAML file or playbook. So no problem. So v1, v2 is the two values I'm supplying it inside inventory file, which is in prod.ini, under groups where I'm setting up write and quit. And according to our variable file, this will affect only the servers part. Servers group. It will not affect all the machines. So in that case, I'm going to say this and write and quit. And if I'm trying to run this one, Ansible play escape 10 directly I'm running the play Ansible playbook command. I just typed as API alias, so I'm using it. So it is going to go ahead and tell me what's happening if I'm trying to run this part. Okay, so you can see it has taken the value. Okay, yesterday some more thing we have to remove it. Let me rm slash root servers, remove host vars node 1, then node 2. Right, because of this one, the values are coming different. Let me rerun again. We started from the start, output the same logic. Now it is having only host vars that has been supplied. According to that, whatever we specified, value 1 is HTTPD, value 2 is telnet. Right, so you can supply a value directly in the inventory file. Step number 1. So what we have done for that only, we have used this one. And if I go back to my file. First level what we have separated here in our variables. This is the level we are setting up. We are setting up at the inventory level, right? Different values we can set. That we have done it under group or section. Inside that I supplied v1 and v2. What are the value? Just values are changing, but what is the variable name and its value? That is what we are trying to look in. So on that way we have done it. If you don't want to manipulate the pro.infl or inventory file, then we do have an option which is saying why you are manipulating that. What you do? Create a folder called as group as in the same location, right? Where you created ansible.cfg in the same location, create a folder called as group as. Which group you are trying to create, on the group name itself create a file. This one has to be exactly the name as group as only. The group name will be based on your group name. What is the group name you have given here? The same group name you will give here, and inside that you can supply a value. So that's what I'm going to do is the next activity. So I'll go back into this one. So here currently we are getting the values which is coming from cat inventory file only, right? So according to this one, the inventory file is having the variables. Based on that, it is now working. Okay. So on that case, what I would like to do, I would like to go ahead and set up value which is going to be conflicting only one value. Let us say I'm trying to take variable one only, I want to change it. So what I'll do, I'll create inside file vim, create inside group vars folder. Inside that I need now a file with the same group name. What is the name of the group? Is servers here. If it is Mumbai, then I might be using, if there is a group in this name, then I'll be using that group name. In servers group, Dell DC group, right? Mumbai DC group. If you're having that group name, if you've created anything like that, we can use that group. In my collection, it is servers group, which is having children, web group and app group inside that. So on that way, I would like to use that group name as it is called servers. So I'm creating a file under group vars folder with the name servers. Inside this, I have to create a file or value, which I would like to call it as value1 variable. What is the value you want to supply? I want to supply, let us say, what is that? POP3 server, DevCot is an application which is a POP3 mail server, right? Which is used for receiving mails for the end users, or it will be capable of delivering the mails for the end users. So I wanted to have DevCot as application which is going to be installed. In case if I'm trying to override the value which has been specified. In best practice, you will not edit product.ini. Most probably this is we commented out, right? This entry what you have given it here should have been maybe or might have been made as commented out value. We created that group parts because we don't want to touch here. But for our demo purposes, I want to see which one has been given high priority. For that, I wanted creating parallelly. Otherwise, best practice, don't supply any value here. Don't touch product.inventory.ini. Create a folder, what are the values you want to create inside that you create it, delete it once it is over. So in that way, we want to do create as a servers. So once it has been created, now again Ansible play. Then I want to use it, the playbook with the debug module testing. Debug module, especially we are using it for testing what are the results are coming in, whether we are expecting or whether we are getting the expected result. So now you can see I'm getting devcot as value1 value or variable v1 has been supplied now at two different level. One at the inventory level, the other one is at the group par level. If you are having inventory level groups variable set and group pars level group set, by default the group pars will override the inventory level file content. That's what the main point what I'm trying to drive home. Okay, so once we get this one, and you can see if the variable 2 I have specified only at the group level, so it is not at all taking that detail, or it is not saying it is getting it from that location only. So if you are giving two, multiple values are coming in, unless and otherwise it is not conflicting, all the values can be picked up. If it is conflicting in the sense, if you are specifying in two areas, which one will be given precedence? According to this one, group as folder content is being given more priority compared with inventory group as value. So this is step number 1 understanding. Step number 2 understanding, let us say I wanted to do it instead of going and manipulating for particular, in this case it is affecting all the group. Sometimes in that group there might be multiple computers, let us say cat prod.ini, right? According to the current condition, if you deploy with the servers, HTTPD, v1 will be HTTPD and group as says it is devcot. Now let us say for my node, specific node, in this case node 1, I want to set my different value. Here I wanted to make it up, that application should not be devcot, and the v1 I want to make it as, let us say LFTP. So what I'll do, I go ahead and edit this particular file. Vim pro.ini. I'm going back to this one. I'm saying don't use value 1 for node 1. I'm going and editing directly in the node 1 value, so that this node 1 will be with this one machine. If you are having other here node 220 machines in web server itself, if you are having, let us say in case, and I'm commenting out on typing it here, insert. Okay, let us say I'm commenting out. Even in case if you are having node, let us say 10:200. In case if I'm having around 200 applications or systems are there, .example.com. I'm just saying technically there are 10 to 200 systems also there. I don't want all of them will be getting this value, whatever is coming from the servers. But I want to have specifically for one node, I wanted to have different output, then you can use like this, which is going to say at the node level in the inventory you can create. So I'm doing at this stage, inventory at the host level. So once I set this one, escape or write and quit. Again, if I try to run it, Ansible play. This time, narrow, wider, blanket, wider spread, it will affect all the machines. If it is coming into narrower, only the narrower will get a different setting. In real time also, for this project, people, they will enjoy, or they will be working on these timings, or they will enjoy this particular feature. Let us say in this case, there is a project which is coming in and they said, for these people, we will give this particular facility, right? It is blanket rule. The group people, everyone will enjoy the same privilege. And there is a team lead or maybe the project head, he will be enjoying some special privileges, right? So at that time, you will specify only for the projects these details will be given, or some other additional features or functionality we want to give it. At that time, an individual node level, whatever you are given is overriding the blanket rule or the common rule, which is more wider one. Something like that here also works. If you are specifying it on the inventory file level, at the node level, that will be given, or that will override the settings which has been given at group level or inventory group level. So this particular setting is given more priority compared with these two guys in case of a conflict. Again, there is one more problem. I don't want to manipulate my host path file which is available in my host path which is available in my inventory file. I don't want to touch. Can I create, like host group path, you created a folder? Can I create a group path and create a file name? Yes, that is also acceptable. So on that case, we can create a file vim host was, that file folder name exactly has to be the same name. Host was, inside this, whatever the node you want to get affected, node1.example.com, right? In this one, you will create the which value you want to configure. In all these, I'm using only one package to be utilized, or one value only I'm trying to make it up, right? Escape. What is this? V. Okay, insert v1 colon. This time I wanted to install, let us say, MariaDB. Right? In all these, I'm trying to use only one value. In real time, we might be having multiple values to not to get too much confused. So I'm giving v1 as a MariaDB. Just I'm typing the value. So this file edition is much more faster, so that we can edit this one. And I would like to now go ahead and apply this one. Now, if you're trying to apply, the v1 value again has been overwritten with the host was, which has been given priority, which is saying it will be installed with maybe MariaDB. So technically, what we are trying to do, we are trying to give the variable at two different levels. First one, by editing inventory file. Right? Inventory file. In our case, it is raw.ini. Step number 1. If you don't want to touch this, then by editing, you can supply two different parameters. What you are supplying at the groups level, that is the groups which has been created, right? GROUPS groups created, and you are supplying at the group parts, or you are trying to supply host related, host var is equal to, at the host level, whatever the variable is equal to the value, right? Something you are typing it here. So you are specifying it at a host level, right? Or you are specifying it at a group level. In the editing, if you don't want to touch the inventory file, then create for group vars mkdir, like group vars, group underscore vars, or host underscore var, right? You create these two folders, and in that one, create a file inside this particular thing, create a file based on the host name. Inside this one, create files based on host name, what has been mentioned in the host inventory, or create in this one, create files based on group name. So this is what we have done till yesterday. Now I would like to extend that one as it is with one more added value. So Shalan, you said all these things we have to write it in a file because you want to write it as a permanent requirement, or you want to save that one as and when required. Next time you run it, you are not going to modify anything. It will go with that value. No, Shalan, I want to do it only one time temporarily. I want to supply the same value like v1. Can I use like how you done it in the script editing during the command time you run it, right? So can I do like that one? Then Ansible playbook comes up, Ansible -playbook, right? So if you try to type -help, there is one option which we can give something called as, here you can see privilege escalation option. Along with there is something called as extra arguments, right? And there is an option called as extra variables, right? I can say I wanted to have my own extra variable by supplying -e. Then what is the key and what is the value? Here they are giving you an option. You can even supply a file name. Extra vars at the rate with the file name also you can specify. In our case, we will give the value so that we can get our clarity. As of now, which one has been given high priority? Host vars, right? According to our current condition. So I would like to use it up. Now what I'll do, I'll go ahead and use Ansible playbook. I wanted to run playbook called as 10.debug, and this time I'm using -e. Extra var, I want to call v1 colon, what is the value? I wanted to say, let us say test something I'm trying to say. Then it is going to word, I think, equal or colon equal. Okay, it is not taken. So I'll use equal to. It is taken. Test step. What is it is taking now? So here I'm not even manipulating any value according to our setup. If there is no values, if let us say in this case, even though all the values has been supplied at all these levels, if you are giving at a command level, that is overriding all the other values. So I have to do it with the highest priority by default as of now, which is going to be -e in command line. That is with Ansible playbook Ansible hyphen playbook, that is YAML file name or play name, play.yaml, and you'll be using hyphen e, key is equal to value format. This will override all the other settings. So during the runtime only I might want to install this or run or give this one. So time to time, next time I might want to use a different value, third time I might be wanting to use a different value, and all these times we will be using at a different level. We can work with that, right? You got the idea what is that we are trying to do?
So Shahjan, like if we are giving like multiple variables, so again like it will take from command line everything like first preference, right?
Yes,
multiple variables.
Yes,
Okay.
anything. In this case, let us say in our case you want to give value 2, right? Hyphen e, second value v2 is equal to my app. Okay, this time it should not come with telnet, it should come with my app.
So it is the first highest preference with respect to host variables or group variables.
Yes.
Everything it will first preference.
Yes.
Okay.
This one is high priority.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. If you want to have it up that thing to be represented in a reverse order, also we can do. Actually, which one will override or which one is first processed, which one will be processed second, that also we can get it as an input. Okay.
But again, execution will be as per the task listed.
Task list. Yes, task list.
Whatever it is.
Yes, whatever it is.
Oh, fine.
Right.
If I apply the variable on the execution phase itself, it's not required any modification. Right?
Hey, what is that?
If I don't want to modify anywhere, right? So if I execute the file through Ansible, variable supply the same phase,
Yes.
no need to modify anywhere, right?
Okay. Yes, not required. No. So I'm removing. Now I'm removing host was. Right. Let us say node1 dot example. I remove it. Okay, that is the only file I created for this one, for our current exercise. Let us say there is a group was also we created. Inside that for the servers we created, I'm removing that also. Again, I'm going to the vim prod.ini file. I'm removing these values also. Let us say here also I'm removing it. Insert hash value. I'm keeping hash value for the references or commenting out. Otherwise, we delete it again. Everything to retype it kind of thing. I'm just trying to avoid that. So if I don't type anything, right, I removed even from the command line activity. So now what I'll do, I'll go ahead and try to supply the same thing. It will now take it from directly command line. No need to bother about any value, whether they mentioned it or not. This will be given high priority.
Okay.
Got it?
Thanks.
If I say straight away say this one, then we will always try to think on this line, right? Only we will use it from here and we'll complete it off. But in real time, based on your project need, sometimes you are the admin, you will be manipulating it here directly. Or there will be some of people, they will know how to give the value. You want to take that value into your, then you will create a folder and give them the access. They will create the file based on the group, what you are mentioning it or whatever the inventory you created on. They will supply the required values. In your playbook, it will be consumed. Again, this is also directly created and that name they will create it. If they need a host specific detail, they can manipulate it from here. So on that way, technically, finally, what we want to do, which value will be given high priority. That is what we are trying to gather in this activity. Okay.
So this is the best approach, Shahjan.
Which one?
This hyphen e without disturbing any files or something. This is the best approach we can define.
If it is, yeah, that's what. If it is only one time, you will be able to type this, right? If it is one time activity, I want to do this one. Or only one command line during the command line execution, I want to do it. Now I want to make it up as permanent change. Whenever it is required, I want to use the same set of values. Instead of going and manipulating your YAML file, you are creating under group was or host was. That is the best practice. If it is repetitive, put it on group was or host was. If it is non-repetitive, ad hoc, then do it in hyphen e.
Understood. Clear.
Depending on the requirement. Depending on the requirement base, we can modify. Depending on the requirement base, we can modify.
Yes. Yeah. Even if it is going, let us say I don't want to supply in my E also. That means I don't want to use E. Again, I want to use it according to my requirement. I wanted to use it directly on that particular folder, right? On that particular, let us say for that play, can I do it at a play level? That is another area, right? Instead of manipulating all this, what I can do, I can go back to that particular play. This is another one today I'm adding. Okay. So I would like to use vim end.debug module. Can I supply this value here itself? Pass. Then v1 colon from play. Right? From the playbook itself I'm giving, right? So in that particular play itself, I'm giving this value, write and quit. Now, which one will be given a priority? Right, v1, v2.
No command line.
Okay, which one has been given? Command line. Okay. So if you're trying to give any value in the playbook, that will be taken it from this one. Let us say in this case, I want to use this v1 to utilize in my requirement or in my particular thing, but I'm not supplying that value in my play, right? So what I'll do, I'll try to utilize it. That particular detail here, just sec was from inventory. Okay, let's go ahead and try to do it from here. Environmental variable also we can supply extra was we have done it. Okay, so here is the value we have given it already. V colon only we have mentioned it, right? Was V colon, correct. Just to be mentioned as was, right? Okay, so let me go ahead and right quit. And now this time I'm not supplying value V1. Only V2 I'm doing it from because V2 is there. I not mentioned in the playbook. Anywhere else also we have not mentioned it. So it is going to go ahead and take the value v1 from the playbook, v2 from the command line RB, right? Variable whatever you're doing it. Okay, if I'm giving one more level, right? Again, at the playbook, I'm trying to go ahead and open up the playbook again, right? This is we have given it at what? At which level? Playbook level, right? Can I give a variable at a task level? Right? So here is one particular task which has been given. Let me try to have it up. One more value, enter. So here, not cap lock, hyphen name, sorry, caps lock, name colon, using second module, right? In one of the module I would like to use it. Again, here also I'm using debug, right? This is, let us say in real time, it is going to be our maybe second task, right? So in this particular task level, I wanted to supply a particular variable, then I want to use that particular variable also. So debug, what is that value I would like to use? Let us say message, msg colon, I would like to use message itself is going to be within quotes, this variable take from task level, task declaration, right? And I wanted to use the value, let us say in this case v1. You're getting the idea? So here this has to pick up from the play. One has to come from my extra variable which I'm supplying it in command line. Third one I have to supply at this particular task level I wanted to supply. So what I'll do, I'll go ahead and try to edit that value now. Right here, I will be specifying it vars. Right, what is the vars value you want to supply? I wanted to supply v1 colon, let us say from second task. Right, this is the value what I would like to use it up, right, and quit, apply. It is now taking task 1 using second module is correct. Task 1 using first module is correct. You're getting the idea? So now we have to expand this list. Right here, we are getting some more details. Maybe 5
Yes,
we will give here. Yes.
Okay, we are giving the parameter, right? In the Ansible command, when we are giving the value for v1 or v2 there, right? So
yes,
as you said, it should pull from the group of vars or post vars, right?
yes, that I removed it. No, as of now, removed it. Even if it is there, which one will be given high priority?
The ones mentioned
Even
in the inventory.
Yes, this is the order, right? No, which we are mentioning in inventory, first one. If you are having setting up this one, it will try to use this. If the same setting has been mentioned in group vars, it will try to give this priority. If the same setting given in this one will be given more priority, more weightage. You see the number is increasing, more weightage, that will be given priority. Let's think in that way. Okay, this is priority now, weightage 1, weightage 2, weightage 3, weightage 4, weightage 5, vars from playbook, sixth one vars from task level. Then command line level. As of now, you got the idea what are the things are happening here.
Yeah.
So if I have, so this is the order.
Can you explain the recent one? What you explained?
Right. So here, vim 10.debug level. Right. We do have this v2. We are not declaring anywhere as of now in any of these areas. I don't have anything v2 in inventory, group vars, inventory, host vars file. No place. I wanted to supply this one using command line or extra vars. Okay. So I wanted to supply during the runtime v2, but I'm supplying v1 at a playbook play level. This is entire thing is one play. Right. Starting from this particular item number 1, which is saying this is the variable play. On that variable play, I want to work with this particular host. Whenever you're saying play should be having a host and its tasks list. So in this host, in this task collection, I want to supply some variables. What are the actions are happening in the bottom line on the task? I want to supply variable. So I'm saying variable values v1 for the entire play. So wherever I'm using v1, that has to be taken by default. So according to that, I wanted to use task 1 to use v1, this one, and continue. But at the moment when it is reaching task 2, I want to supply the same v1 to be replaced with my own variable, which I'm supplying or mentioning it at the task level. This is task 1, this is task 2. So the task, let us say if you're having task 3 in case, right? I'm trying to take, let us say, task 3 now. Name, right? Task 3, right? According to this, again debug, colon, MSG, colon, this value, from where it will take? What do you think from where it will take?
From global, which one is initiated from the front play? V1.
That is at the from play level, right?
Yeah, from play.
So it will take from the play level. I will say here this value is coming from or value is from right. I will say here v1. That value just anyhow is going to come in here. So I close the quote. Okay, escape, right, and quit. Now again, if I try to run this particular playbook, I'm supplying v2 from command line as extra var, and playbook level also we have given, task level also we have given it. So you can see this is getting it from play level, because at this task level you have not mentioned it, but in the second module in between I mentioned something as a variable at a task level. So it is going to change only at that level. The first one is also going ahead with the first value, the default play whatever has been given.
So in the task level, if you mention anything in the var, then it will pick from that. Otherwise, it will pick from the playbook level, right?
Yes, perfect.
Okay.
So the priority, which one is given high priority? Task level overrides playbook level. Playbook level can be overridden by extra vars.
Got it. Yeah.
Okay, so variables we have spent good enough time, so that now we are having almost 7 different areas we can do it. Okay, still we do have some more bandwidth. Extra vars we have done it, right? We can supply even from environment variable also.
Session, can you quickly give some scenario based so that where we can use the best practices, right? Like a task level or like a variable, like hyphen yeah, we came to know that, but different levels where we can use that some scenarios, so that will be useful for
scenarios. What I would like to have it up here. See, that is going to be, it is too tough complex mechanism. Okay, let's try to have it up. If there are some other examples only we can bring it in here. What is that? See, when you're trying to have it up. Okay, well, let me go back to my diagram here. Let's see whether I'm able to get some input from here. Okay, so in this case, what we are trying to do, we are trying to do a lot of activities, right? Sometimes you may want to collect or create set of servers. Okay, actually this diagram I used it for a different purpose. Let us say in our case we do have a lot of servers, right? So what you collected all this under servers group. Okay, in that servers there might be certain set of categories also, right? Server wise might be different categories. You wanted to use it up so that I can say blue servers or yellow servers or orange servers, whatever I want to call it as, right? So what I want to do, if I wanted to create some setting, this is for the servers level, overall servers, colon. If I want to supply the variables, I can supply here, right, for this entire group, wider group level. If I wanted to set a specific host level, what I'll do, I'll set that host level, host underscore vars, right? Inside this, I wanted to use it for, let us say, server 1. Then I might be giving a different setting. For host underscore vars, I might want to have different setting because this server 2 is having 2 CPU, right? This one is having only 1 CPU. Right, actually we are going to use it, this expansion, in our next example. We are going to do something called as gathering facts. At that time we'll be able to find out some more useful information. So for the machines which are having 1 CPU, maybe I want to install HTTPD application version 1 only will work, right? In my case 2 CPU might be working compatible because HTTPD version 2 has been improved with multi CPU capability, so they might have given version 2. So at that time I wanted to supply one set of for the host vars. All the other systems will be getting the same setting, but only for host vars, server 1 and server 2, I want to give a different HTTPD versions. Then only that application has to be deployed for those systems. If I want to have like this setting, maybe I want to have this one to be supplied for this machine, this value is for this machine. So at that time, we might be creating a host vars which is specifically targeting specific systems. Because of that condition, maybe application compatibility or hardware compatibility, something like that we want to work on. So at that time, we might be using this host vars along with the server vars. So if you want to have it larger things to be get affected, create group vars. If you want to work with against the system, then work at that system level. If you want to create at the play level, then create the play, right? What are the things you have separated on that particular play, your playbook, or I'm trying to say in this one directly as play 1. I'm just giving play 1. Under this one, you might be having host and configured, and under this you might have configured also. You will be configuring vars so that it will be having the required values. V1 is equal to something, right? And that value you want to use it against the tasks, right? So again, at this time, now we are now into the play. Once we are into the play, you might be doing -task 1. Right, then -task 2. So each and every task will be having its own modules. In this case, we will be using some maybe install module, or maybe the second module what you will be using a service module, start and stop service kind of. So at that time, if you want to give a particular task, in all this I want to use, let us say, the same variable which has been declared at the play level, and for the task 3 only, I wanted to use it or declare a different, in this case module 3 needs a different variable. So what I'll do, I'll declare a variable here, right, under vars section. I can specify maybe conflicting or some additional value. It is not always conflicting. I might be wanting to give a compatible value, or only at that level I need it, other levels I don't need. So at that time you will declare it here. So it is totally depending on your requirement. So on that case, I'm not having directly any use cases or where exactly can be placed it. Flexibility is available where we want to use it up. Then we have to find out what is the exact scenario. Most of the time we work against the group, unless otherwise you are trying to pick up what one mission level. I'm having this problem, I want to change that value. Then only we'll be able to, rather than affecting all of them. Then the variable can be supplied at different levels. That's what we are trying to get it. Again, depending on scenario, we might be using the appropriate usage, right? Okay.
And most of the scenarios will be using the group vars, right? Like
Yes, group vars is the easiest one, right?
Okay.
Create the group and apply it at the group level, or group vars folder. Don't enable or edit the inventory file. Okay. The best practice again always. What is that level you will be doing it? You will be creating group vars, group underscore vars / the group name.
Correct. Yeah.
Right. That is the best practice. Don't allow or edit directly any file. Here also host vars is the best practice. Okay. All right, so we have done good coverage of all activity. Again, sometimes you might be wanting to export as a environment variable. From there also we can pick up. That again adds one more complexity layer. So if you yesterday also we have seen that particular documentation according to Ansible documentation, we saw at different levels the variables are being supplied. In that one we are just going through one particular area only. Playbook level, playbook host vars also there. Playbook host vars, inventory host vars, playbook group vars, inventory group vars, playbook group vars. Again there are different. So you can see by default they are giving you the top one. All does apply variable precedence. You might have the order precedence is from the least to the greatest. Again, greatest is what? Extra vars, right? By default, right? Apart from this, you can see there are different. We used it play vars also. Here, task var. We use the 17th one. Include vars also there. Set facts and register vars. Role related parameters. Include parameters. There are different options what we can use it up. So I'm just going through certain options. All the 22 you might not come across in real time. Okay. That the area what they are going is so wide. Which one is suitable for us? We have to pick up that particular part. Okay, so I think we have got very good coverage on the variables related activity. Now let's go ahead and try to get into the next activity, which is going to be, I believe, on module. This is not related to what we have completed. What is the area we have completed? Which is variables related area we completed, right? In all these related to variables, right? In this one, managing variables and facts. Facts we have not yet taken it. We have to now go ahead and we call it as going to be called as gathering facts. Already we worked on it. Today we will go ahead and try to go a bit more gathering facts and how we are going to work on it. So in that case, I would like to use it up. After completing this section, you'll be able to reference data managers using Ansible facts, right? And how to configure custom facts. See, all this we are going to summarize or use it in one or other way, so that we'll be able to get a proper playbook, which is according to the real time. We'll be able to customize and use it. So on that way, we have already completed variables related area according to this one. And there is an Ansible one. We will see that one on Monday, not today. If time permits, we'll see. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and try to concentrate on some more details which are related to facts and variables. So this is again as per. This is with registered variables. This is already we have seen. So how to create variables, group vars. On your book, what already I shared it across is having excellent content. So if you go through, this is the official curriculum content also. At the same time, the preferred approach is always host vars, gate vars, right? Or host vars and group vars kind of thing. What they recommended practice. Okay. So on that way, once we complete the vars related area, now we are going to go ahead and work with something called as gathering facts. Ansible will come back and try to use it up in a different perspective view. So syntax check here is what. So what is that we are trying to do? We are trying to now in this activity gathering facts, right? So this one is for deploying your plays or applying your applications. So when you're trying to deploy your application, there might be a lot of requirements coming in real time, right? Your application compatibility. If that is not compatible, we are not going to work out. On yesterday's activity, we saw a lot of packages are there in our system itself, right? If I'm trying to say here yum list, right? We are going to see a lot of applications which are there available as a repository of collection of applications. Okay, so it is now trying to get in. Okay, meantime, those who are came in or joined in or have an idea, can you people tell me the difference between? This is one of the typical questions I ask in every batch, because sometimes we think that we understood, and after asking the question only we try to define certain things, right? So on that way, I would like to ask you people. I need, if it is possible, try to give me an example so that we get more clarity. What is the difference between those who are attended my batch previously and wait some more time? Then, if no one is giving, then we'll try to have the answer from you. What is the difference between application, program, process, right? Service, right? Difference. And in Linux also we use it. Daemon also, right? Daemons or daemon is the other component. So anyone who can give with some example, let's try and get it. What is the difference between an application, program, process, service? Because this is the frequent terms we are using it in Windows or Linux operating system. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Shahjahan, Pradeep. Application is nothing but it's an app, like it's an UI. Once it was built by the UI team,
Okay.
it comes under as an application, and the program which is running on the back end of that application will concern like how the application should look like and the design and what are the things you have to display on that application. All these things will be programmed, and the process, how those applications should work, what are the requirements needed, and what is the process of running the program to launch the application. It comes under a process, and a service, whatever is that particular process to be loaded, like to maintain this process by the service team, like whether it is working fine or not, and what are the issues are facing, and what is the troubleshooting we will be doing. That comes under the service, and what are the requirements. It means like if it is very less cores or very less CPU or less memory, we need to add those things will be suggested by the service and then process, and then it will program and the application should work. And the daemon, what are the what do you say, like a service like HTTP is one of the service. Example for a daemon, there is some like example in a mobile. If you want to use anything like in YouTube, you should download that application, but that application should run on the backend with some particular file. It can be a runnable file, which is called as daemon. But just correct me if I'm wrong in this.
Okay, right. Anyone else? Pradeep, you are from a lead team or something?
Yeah, I'm from Unix admin and a data center.
Okay, data center admin, and you are managing a group of people, right?
Yeah.
Maybe. Okay, great. Yes, next one. Anyone else would like to give clarity or output? What is an application with examples?
Hi, Shaja. So,
Yes.
okay, so the application we can say is a user-facing platform. For
Example,
example, we can say like suppose a video game or any like emails, like we use Gmail. Those are the
Okay.
applications we use. And
Okay.
when we say program, that would be called for like if we give set of instructions, like we just need playbook. That's also a programming language. Like
Okay.
any set of like we can give in C, C++, or
Mhm.
Python. So that
Okay.
that we can call as programs. So
Okay.
like any executable scripts we can say, which gets
Mhm.
compiled and then it gives the output that we can say. And
Mhm.
process we can say like in our systems there is process of memory, CPU, and system resources. Like all of these things, there are multiple processes suppose that runs in a system. So those all we can consider under the process.
Mhm.
And service, those run in the background. Suppose
Mhm.
like we had this HTTP, that is a service, and
Correct. Okay.
it runs in the background and provides some functionality to the system. Like we can enable them and disable them.
Mhm.
And when we call daemon, then that is
Mhm.
also a specific type of service only. Suppose
Okay.
we have, so in Linux there is SSHD service, so that is a daemon, and cron jobs. So those are the
Okay.
specific service only. So those are
Okay.
called as daemon.
Okay. Right. Okay. Anyone else would like to give any input additionally? Okay. So yes. Yes. Shubhankar, something you want to say? Okay. So let's go ahead. Application is generally the purpose it has been created for. For simple English, right? Application is the purpose of what we are trying to create it. For example, I want to do browsing. I want to do chatting. I want to play game. I want to watch movie. I want to listen song. There is some purpose, right? For all these purposes, we need an application, right? So the purpose might be browsing, emailing, chatting, right? Or gaming, whatever you want to do. All these comes under the purpose of thing what you want to use your computer. Maybe in our case, maybe I'm trying to take the computer as the activity here. So in that case, that is coming under the purpose, right? So what is that you are trying to work with or doing, trying to get it? If you want to achieve this browsing, which program is required? For example, if I want to browse, I need Firefox or I need Chrome. That is some exe or binary or some program. Maybe for what is that? Teams. What we are using it. Purpose is online classrooms or online meeting or conference. We need Teams as a program. So that program.exe or binary, if it is not there, you will not achieve what you need. You need automation to be done for the system administration. You need Ansible.exe is the program. What is the purpose of that? It is used for configuration management and orchestration, or it is used for automation related activity. So the purpose is application of where it is going to be applied for. If you want to do a spreadsheet solution, we need Excel. Again, we will be using Excel here. If you need the typesetting, in Word or Word.exe or appropriate application program. So all these are going to be the programs which is fulfilling the purpose. It will be ready whenever you execute that will fulfill your purpose. And when I'm trying to go to the process, I'm taking Windows example is directly, it is easiest to explain. So here you can have something as process, right? These processes, again here there's one more segment called service, right? So the process is nothing but a program currently in running state. Program, right, in running state. Running state in the sense CPU is executing that. CPU is running that one, it is allocating for that particular program codes, whatever it is, it needs execution. It will take that input and put it onto the RAM. It is continuously running status. Program is in running state is called as a process. For example, in my system, I launched Task Manager. As of now, Notepad and all these programs are currently running. Let me try to launch calculator.exe, right? So I'm actually going to launch calculator.exe. If I launch this one, what's happening? It's added a process in my system. That exe was there, sitting idle as a binary, not in running state. The moment I initiated that particular program to run, I'm able to, or it is waiting for my input. So it is a running program mostly user interactive, 99%. And in that also what we have done, certain programs we want to run it and we say that is background process, background process, like in the task manager, some component I want to run it always, so that I can quickly get that one. Again, this is user interactive. User will be interacting with anti-malware or some things which they needed, or they can kill it if they don't want. My Intel graphics driver, if I don't want, I can delete it. Right? Maybe it is going to affect my graphics related output. So at that time, I need these programs which has been created for some purposes. Maybe user interactive is running. Right? Service is also a program. This is also a program in running state. Right? Most of the time. That's why that program is required to run. But this one will be running in the background. What do you mean by running in the background? You people have used the same terminology, maybe given a different output, but I would like to say this is running on background. Right? And
so
what when this
system services, right? We're talking about.
Maybe it can be anything. It is running in the background. It will be working on trigger based activity, not user interactive. User interactive calculator is waiting for my input. Still it is running. When I'm giving input, it is going to give me that answer, and I'm going to say clear and wait. I'm not closing the program. Program is running state, memory allocated, program CPU clock pulse is allocated, and it is having its own priority. It is working in the background. Like that, there is a clock also running in the background. Sometimes something user interactive, something are running in the background. So when this will work, because it is running program, it is trigger. When it will be triggered, let us say your website, web server, as already someone has given. Web services is a web background program. That is also some exe file, right? Or it is a binary. Some binary which is being HTTPD is a binary service which is running there. When it is running, when it will trigger or when it will work, whenever any data packet is coming on port number 80 or 443, then that program code will pick up that information and do the process as per that. So at that time, we call that one as service. So in case of Windows, also we see these are services. If you open up any one service, they will say this particular program bits is a service. If you open up this one, go to the details of this particular program, services. Okay. If I double click, is there anything will come in? No, not coming in. So this one is going to be technically a program, right? If I open up services.msc, it will be telling me which file is being used at the background, right? If I go to run services.msc, okay, if you open up the same bit service, background intelligence transfer, which is kind of running, you can see this is also some exe, right? So that exe is also running in the background. It is waiting, not waiting for my input. Anyone tell me what is this background intelligence is for? Bits. There is a service called as bits background intelligence transfer service, which is coming under network service component. This one will be useful when you're trying to download, especially the patches and other things. What Microsoft will do when the user is not using the system or compute or network, or the system is running on screensaver mode, at that time it will detect, okay, there is no network activity. Let me use this ideal time to download the patches or say updates and other things from the internet or from the update server. Keep it ready, and after everything is downloaded, pop up the user saying that update is ready. Do you want to install and restart? So it is saving your time with the logic called as background intelligence transfer. What it will do, it will wait for that particular trigger to happen. What is the trigger? If the user is not using the system, our system is running on screensaver mode, that means user is not doing anything. At this point in time, I will download the packages from where I left it. It is going to continue. That means if you're having a 500 MB file, 400 MB downloaded, remaining 100 it will start downloading. That capability should be there on the server side also. So on that way, it will be able to download all the packages and do it. So at that time, we need a service to be running in the background. So background running services, we call it as a service. This service in initial Unix world, the background services, whatever we called it as a daemon. Nowadays, from Red Hat 7 onwards, daemon has been slowly what we can say, existing programs running as daemon, let it be. But new programs, whatever they try to say, they say service, because service is more controllable, more manageable. It is having better control, start, restart, stop kind of thing. In case of a daemon, we don't have that kind of flexibility. Daemon is going to be continuously running, right? Daemon in general is that Aladdin Genie lamp. So that is we call it as a daemon. It is having too much of power potential, but it will work only on commands. It is not going to do anything. So that is going to be running as a background service, or we can say kind of a headless, whereas service is better manageable. So running programs in the background, not much controllable. In Linux bit old world, we call it as a daemon, and from Red Hat 7 onwards, that has been termed as service, or maybe all modern Unix versions, all of them are also called service. In certain area only, you'll be having a command called as daemon reload command. They will use it, systemctl daemon reload. That means like cron service, what she said, that is also running as a daemon in the background. It is not having cron service as a specific one. Then we can use those kind of things. So slowly, all the daemon things also they are converting like a service component, so that this better manageable, can be controlled. The program has to be rewritten in such a way, then it will be able to use different functionalities inside that. Daemon can be just reload, and when the time of starting, it will run start. That's it. If stopping, restarting kind of flexibility is not too much available there. So on that way, we use all these different activities. So when I'm trying to run my application, or when I want to install my application, I have to know when I'm trying to say the Firefox program, right? So when we utilize it here on this command, we are seeing a lot of programs. Here, certain programs are called as NOARC. Certain programs calling as x86-64. Can anyone tell me what is this for? x64. Most of the thing you are seeing here x64. If I'm going and searching for RPM,
That's the architecture, right?
okay. Yes. What is that architecture?
64-bit or 32-bit.
64-bit architecture.
64-bit architecture. What? 64-bit what architecture? What do you mean by that?
So
Here you can, yes, here you can see Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, explain.
No, that is
If you-
64-bit means the CPU process is a 64-bit. I thought they're using that architecture.
Okay, so here is my CPU, right, which is currently working with this particular speed. Okay, so this particular processor is actually 64-bit. What do you mean by that? Is my question clear? So we do have CPU architectures, or different architecture are there. One is x86. Second one, x64. I'm typing it in order so that we'll get a proper implementation. And third one is IA64, which is died as of today. It is no more available. We do have only two, x86 and 64. So in this case, what do people are trying to stand by? Why you are saying someone said CPU architecture is that? What does that mean? x86, x64, IA64.
Each
x86
process is allowed to like acquire some like limited like CPU, right? Like maybe 86 up to 2 GB or 3 GB or 64 bit up to 64 GB. Something like that.
Okay, so whenever you are giving instruction to the CPU, that instruction length has to be, in case of x86, that has to be exactly 32-bit instruction. It will accept only 32-bit instruction, whereas a 64-bit architecture will always, or is capable of accepting the instruction in 64-bit architecture. Right, the instruction length or bit, what you are trying to give, it is now acceptable by both IA64 and x64. Both will work with 64-bit instruction. It is equivalent to this one. Let us say I'm asking you 12 multiplied by 4. All of you will be able to give me answer quickly, because your current processor can multiply 2-digit or single digit with double digit with double digit to an extent. If I'm asking you 1024 by 528, then all the processor will stack. You will break that one into manageable level, then only you will come up with an answer. So that's how whenever you're trying to give any instruction to the processor, what is the address width or the instruction set it can pick up, that we call it as 64-bit and 32-bit. In that one, initial processor architecture was x86 up to Pentium class to an extent. After that, Intel came and released with IA64-bit architecture, which is pure 64-bit architecture, which has to be whenever you're trying to run an application in real time, where the processor architecture is one, right? If the processor architecture is that, based on that, on top of that only your OS will be running. Technically, the OS is written based on the processor architecture, right? The processor architecture in general has to support that. And based on this only, your applications will run. On top of this only, your applications are going to run. So let us assume my processor architecture is 64-bit, then OS also has to be 64-bit, application also has to be 64-bit. If my architecture is 32-bit, and then you are, let us say this is your 32-bit architecture I'm trying to give. If it is 32-bit, then the OS also has to be, because the OS only is going to give the instruction, right? This also has to be 32-bit. Since it is 32-bit, the application also has to be 32-bit. All of them should be compatible, then only it will work. If what has happened over a period of time, these processors are started giving better performance, and slowly people wanted to go away from this old slow processors. So at that point in time, the processor architecture has been upgraded from 32-bit to 64-bit. Then the advantage here, you are getting faster speed. Then we have to rewrite the OS. So what we have done, the OS manufacturer also came up with the idea, we'll also upgrade our OS into 64-bit. Where it is the problem got stuck, your application, if the OS is upgraded to 64-bit, your application also has to be rewritten code in 64-bit format. But a lot of industrial based or line of business applications today also working with 32-bit format only. Then the operating system vendors and processor architecture vendors has come into a standstill. That's what Intel has done. What Intel said, if you're having Intel architecture, Intel Itanium processors was the series. It has been stopped, I think, 10 years back, up to 2000 or something, they dropped it. Because this needs processor architecture 64-bit, OS also has to be 64-bit, application also has to be 64-bit, then only it is compatible. So this particular gap has been found by one more company called as AMD. They came up with the idea, what we'll do, we'll create an extended 64-bit architecture. In that case, what will happen, you can run now parallelly a 64-bit application or a 30-bit application. So what is the advantage? Whatever the new application I can develop on 64-bit, whatever the old application I can bring it to 32-bit and I can still run it. That's why in your Windows Explorer, if you open up, you will see on your C drive, there are 2 program files. How many of you observed it? Right? If you open up your C drive, you will see program files x86. These applications are 32-bit. Program files only is 64-bit. If you open up this one, you can see all these applications are pure 32-bit applications. And if you go back here and open up this one, all these are 64-bit applications. So what is the advantage you are getting now? Based on your processor, whether it is 64-bit or 32-bit, there are applications available which has been written specific to the architecture, then you can use it. So this is on Windows, maybe to an extent level, because it is more controlled hardware and processor architecture, where people are end users mostly go with the normal thing. Linux guys or Unix guys, they use different processor architecture. You are having, you can see ARC processor architecture, x86 processor architecture, PowerPC architecture, i686 is Intel architecture, RISC CV processor architecture, so i586 processor. So there are different kind of processor architecture. Based on that, you might want to install your application. I'm bringing into our Ansible also. So I might need an application which has to work in my setup. Then I need a proper processor architecture. Based on the architecture only I can install it. Otherwise my application will crash. Because in our condition, our processor architecture is, or my applications are x64. Now I want to find out whether my processor architecture is 64-bit or 32-bit. How I can find out? You're getting the idea, right? So if this architecture is 64-bit, then only this application will work. Let us say if I want to install my HTTPD, so what I'll do, I'll try to grab HTTPD. Or NOARC means it is generic on all the architecture, it will work. So let us say grep HTTPD or HTTP, I typed it. Okay, let me try to get all HTTP related. In this one, okay, there's too much HTTPD. Again, it is having some more details. In all these processor architecture, you can see all of them are what architecture? x86 64. So in my environment, I do have different versions of Linux machines. Our hardware architecture is different. So you have to now find out if the application or the processor architecture is x86 64, then only you have to install this application program. Otherwise, you have to install other application program. You're getting the idea, right? So we wanted to make sure the applications that are going to be deployed, we have to gather that information first. Then we have to deploy our application. We do have one more condition called as when we will use it a bit later. But first of all, we have to gather the facts. So if you want to gather facts, how we can gather it? So for that only we are going to describing Ansible facts. That facts means go and get it on that host. What is the fact? Based on that fact, I'll do something. I cannot assume. I need the detail. Collect the hardware into inventory. Based on that inventory, I want to do it. Some of the facts in general we created host name, which is the kernel version. Maybe I need a specific kernel version to be deployed. I need to get network details. I need to get an IP address, version of the operating system. I need an environment variable, number of CPUs there. Then only I want to deploy it. How much free memory available? How much free space is available? Then only I can install my application. So if you want to do like that one, what is the pen copilot not required? Okay. So I wanted to gather this detail. Based on that, I want to run my particular task. You're getting the idea, right? I wanted to, in this case, server maybe restarted. If that particular kernel version is there, then I want to do something. I wanted to make sure MySQL will be installed only if this particular memory RAM available on that system. I cannot run MySQL if it is 4 GB system. I might want to have it as to be minimum 6 GB IR. You said you want to deploy it against all those 200 servers, and all the 200 servers might not have the required hardware. So how you are going to get it? No, last week it was there. Whether today it is there at the time of deploying, because last 7 days, hardware module might have gone bad. You removed it and attached the new thing, and it is not updated in your hardware inventory according to your setup. You want to deploy SQL Server, that it is not having enough RAM. Now I want to make sure that decision has been taken care by Ansible itself. So what Ansible will do? We'll go and check if the current RAM is this much, then deploy. I can say that now. If I know how to gather the fact, based on that fact, I want to deploy my application. Okay. So for that, normally every player runs a setup module automatically. Before that, you need not to run the setup module. Yesterday we have done it. So the first task, in order to gather report, you have to gather facts, right? So once you are having a gathering facts done, we'll be able to filter what is that you want to have it up. So in this case, print facts. So according to that one, first what we'll do, we'll try to create a fact and see what are the details we are getting. Yesterday we have seen that. So on that way, whenever I'm trying to get those facts, sometimes I may want to get the host name, FQDN, default IP address, and the different details of that system, right? And when we are trying to do it, we can use this syntax: Ansible facts square bracket IP address dot address can be used, or it can be typed. Whenever the square bracket came in, it can be replaced with the dot. You can see Ansible facts, right? Instead of square bracket within single quote default IP, that can be represented dot this detail. Yesterday we worked on it. So on that way, we can pick up various details. Today we are going to use that Ansible facts and again get the details related to that system. In this case, print values based on variable facts. So in this case, I want to collect the facts. I want to get the IP address of that system. So let us say this we want to start. Then I'll give you some tasks. We will gather that and we will do something called as custom facts also after that. So first of all, we'll try to gather facts. So now I want to create a facts file first. Based on that particular facts, I wanted to work with some more detail. Shall we go ahead and do that? I wanted to create certain facts. For example, in this case, the name and IP address. These two details I want to pick up. Okay, here they're saying this greater than sign or single line is saying whether you want to create the output as multi-line output or single line output. For that we use this. Otherwise we can individually also collect it. So in our case, let's try to have it first with this value. Then maybe we'll try to go ahead and collect some more details. So for that, let me go back and try to initiate the facts. Still this one, any doubt, any queries? What is facts capable of doing? Right.
No, yesterday so we have gathered the facts, right, Sajjan? What's the difference between yesterday's and today's? Like, what are we going to do today? The same thing, like this.
It is slightly adjusted. Yesterday we worked with the setup and kept on the register itself, right?
Correct.
Without register, today we'll pick it up. Straight away how to pick up, then how to use that particular detail.
Okay, yesterday with register, today without register, right? Like
without register, that's it. Only that's change I'm going to do it so that we will be understanding how the flow is happening. Then we'll try to work with that, right? So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and create like this one. You can see here the host name and example I'm trying to take from this one itself so that it is easy for us also to refer later stages. So I'm going to go ahead, create vim, and what are the files already we created? 11, 12 is done, right? 11 is done. Up to 11 we have done it. So I'll copy the template to 11 is done. So 12.facts.yml. This time I would like to pick up specific details so that we go and get more details on that respective areas. Right, one facts. I would like to collect the facts related details. So copied vim 12.facts. Right. So insert gathering facts. Right. And what is that you want to gather? I want to gather facts. And here I'm trying to use the name of the module is going to be, let us say, display the required data. Something I'm just typing a value, right? Here, debug module I would like to use. debug colon, and I would like to use. Yesterday we kept it in the what is that? In the register, then we worked on it, right? We picked up on the register, then we moved on to it. This time I'm just directly taking the value, which is maybe according to this one, what they've done it, they directly print variables and they used it with the message option. We can use it with the message option, or we can use it with the var detail also, directly with the variable related parameters. Maybe I'll go a bit more detail on that aspect bit next. But first of all, I would like to pick up the detail related to, let us say, MSG. I want to pick up the message, which I would like to have it up. The same example, we will take it up. I wanted to use it with the multi-line. Then according to this one, what is that they have said here? The default IP address, right? Within quotes, right? The default IP address of that host is default IP address of host is colon double quotes. So here I'm not supplying any variable directly. Sorry, the variable we have not yet picked up in any register. So it is Ansible underscore facts. Ansible underscore facts dot, instead of square bracket they're using directly FUDN, right? That's it. So I wanted to start with this value. Maybe if I want to have it up to the second line, that also I can have it up here. Is then double curly bracket, close curly bracket here. Then quote that double quotes of the previous one I'm closing now here. And Ansible facts default IPv4 address. This is FQDN of the host is default default host name is and its IP address is, and I want to use it here, Ansible underscore facts, then dot default underscore IPv4 default underscore IPv4 dot address, right? So this is the detail what I would like to get it. Right quit. Again, I'm running against the servers. So if I now run this particular tool, Ansible play, syntax check against the file number 12 facts, right, or gathering facts. So it is working fine. So let me go ahead and try to run it with this time with the play and see whether we are getting only those details. Okay, so it is giving me its name. Since I said it is going to be the next line, so here it is the first line is this data, right? Localhost local dot domain name according to that machine setting, and 5.2 is its IP address, as it has been given as a FQDN name according to those systems as a default values, default host name, default details. How it is got it? We have not done anything, right? Yesterday we gathered mobiles or the setup module, then we collected it. Now we have not at all done anything. So here is the by default value. What it says, it is gathering facts. What will happen in real time? Let us say sometimes I might be running a play. I don't want to collect the data because it is collecting a lot of data here. After that, from there it is filtering it out. Because this Ansible facts only we are mentioning it in our file, saying that in the output whatever it is coming in, take me those. It is equivalent to that M setup what we have yesterday we have done it, right? So in that case, it is picked up. On that picked up value, by default it is picking up. Let us say I'm running the same command, or this time I'm manipulating this file, or in this one I don't want to collect the facts. Let us assume in real time I'm having, if you are having a mechanism which is requiring facts on your input, then you have to gather facts. Otherwise, why you have to gather facts? So let us say I don't want to gather facts. Gather underscore facts, right, is equal to false. I don't want to gather facts, right? I'm leaving no or false, right? Right and quit. Now this time if I'm running it, the same Ansible playbook, I said don't collect facts. It doesn't know how to replace it. You're getting the task included option with the undefined variable. That variable I'm unable to pick it up. You are saying some variable is there, but I'm unable to get it variable even from extra vals or group vals, or nothing has been mentioned with that detail called as Ansible facts, because we have turned off that Ansible facts. When you want to have it up, then what you have to do? Gather it, right? Instead, I wanted to say gather facts off. Then by default, your Ansible play will pick up that particular facts. Based on that, you'll be able to get your data. The first thing I would like to give you, every play, if you don't mention gathering facts on or off at the playbook level, this can be done at a configuration level also, but we are setting up now here at this level. Based on this, what it will do, it will gather facts or it will not gather facts. So according to us, it is picking up the facts, and based on these facts I may want to do some activity, and it is equivalent to up to this one, clear, right? On particular setup, I'll then give you the task, then you people can work on it. But before that, I would like to give a clarity. So in this case, gathering facts, yes or no, you are getting it. Now I wanted to get this particular facts using yesterday's like activity. So display required data, whatever the data we would like to have it up. So we got it. So in my case, now I wanted to have one more task to be added. The task name I want to call it as gather, in this case, all facts. So what is the module I have to use here? I want to gather facts. Hello?
Setup module.
Hyphen M setup module. Okay, so that I can do it. Yes. Ansible dot built-in dot that equivalent to a setup module, right? So now if I make it up here, what will happen? Gathering facts is not picking up. Now I'm making gathering facts false. After that I'm running this, whether it will pick up.
Yes,
Yeah,
it should, because we are declaring in the task. We are declaring in the
Yes.
task, especially this module.
Especially we are, yes. So when I'm trying to run this one, this time it is going to pick up, because even though at the play level you declared it or don't want to collect it, at an individual task level, since you specified it is going to work with that. So it is able to pick up that. So in that one, when I'm trying to run this particular detail, equivalent to the Ansible host entry, let us say in this case node1.example.com, right? I'm specifically picking up a specific node using module setup. So when I'm trying to run this setup, just first I wanted to show you what are the things that it is giving me. It is giving me lots of details about that system. So when I want to work on it, do you need all these data? Because it is collecting huge set of data. So on that time, I may want to pick up only the selected data, like sometimes network related only or storage related only. If you want to pick up like that, yesterday we have not done. We collected all of them and we worked with that one. So now I wanted to work with a particular module. In that module, I want to pick up specific data only, not all the data. So you people are going to help me out. I want to pick up only network data. So how I can do that? For that, I'm going to use the setup module as the example or help. So here the setup module comes up. Right. In this one, I do have something like there is a filter, gather subset. Restrict the additional facts collected in the given set. Possible values all on all these, all IPv4 addresses, app armor, architecture. If I want to get only the architecture related detail, I can pick it up. What I have to supply now? Gather subset. So how to supply this gather subset value? Here is the option. Gather subset, what value you want to pick up. So yeah, other than any something exclamation is also they given it. And factor, what is that you want to pick up? That also you can pick it up. Then only it will, that detail it will pick up. Otherwise, other things can be dropped, because every time we don't need all the detail. So I wanted to pick up, let us say, according to this example also they given subset all module M, what you want to pick up. So according to that one, let us say I want to pick up a processor architecture detail only. So what I can do, I can type this one, this default command, how many lines it has picked up. Let me try to grep with W count with number of lines it is picking up. So it is giving me, when I pick up a regular setup on one computer, I'm getting around 791 lines of data overall. Right? If I want to pick up only the specific architecture, hyphen subset value, which I want to pick it up. So in this case, I have to mention it within quotes, right? What is the value I have to supply it? According to this one, they gave, or they are saying, you can use a gather substring, gather subset. What is the gather subset value? Gather underscore subset. I'm doing it in command line first, right? Gather subset is equal to architecture. So this time it is going to pick up only the architecture data, not all of them, right? So now I'm trying to run the same thing with respect to architecture. Previously it gave me 791 lines, now only 155. If I now remove this particular word count, I will be getting only the processor architecture. So when you're trying to pick up, what are the details you want to pick up? And this one is giving me most probably the processor architecture, Ansible date time, Ansible architecture data. Right? You can see the Ansible architecture is x86-64. So now I can now take a more proper call. My processor architecture, if it is x86-64, then do this. Not only that, you're having all these different variations, caps, date and time zone related detail, effectiveness, iSCSI. There are tons of details you can pick it up, which we want to have it up. And not only that, if you want to specifically pick up one specific value on that one, there is a filter mechanism also. I want to pick up only the machine ID. I want to pick up only the distribution. That is also possible. You can specifically say, I want to get this particular filter. So you'll be using, rather than gather subset, you'll be using filter option. So that will filter out only that particular detail based on your need. By default, it is going to give you all the details. See, the architecture is Ansible facts is the parent level, dot app armor, second level, then dot Ansible architecture. In this one only, we used in our file or FQDN architecture. So if I want to pick up the architecture, what I'll go ahead and edit that file, that YAML file, which is going to say, if I want to pick up the architecture of that one, what I'll say, I'll go ahead and add in this line itself one more line, insert. I want to pick up additionally, its architecture is, or processor architecture, proc arc is, then double quotes, space double quotes. Again, here we are going to use Ansible underscore facts. Up to that one, you'll be using. After that, you have to use that particular. Okay, let me come back, or I'll add one more line, then get into CD prod. Okay, here Ansible, we do have that command comes up. 19 facts only displayed. Okay, so here Ansible. What is that? Ansible hyphen or node one. Then I wanted to work with, what is that, hyphen M setup, right? So in that case, we have used it with hyphen A within single quote. What is that? Gather limited. What is that term we have used it there? Okay, that again, what is that? What is that? Here we use the term gather subset, right? I used gather subset, gather underscore subset is equal to, what is the gather subset value? We have used it there, architecture, right? Single quote. So if you try to run this one, and getting the processor architecture. In this one, the vital point what I would like to highlight it. See, this is even though saying every area with Ansible, the prefix it is giving Ansible, 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 right? So in that one, which factor you want to pick up? Ansible machine. So this factor you have to remove off. Ansible factor, you'll say only machine, right? If you want to pick up OS family, then you have to say OS family only, right? So that it will be able to pick up that value in your command line. You are not going to type Ansible facts. See, it is coming under the category of Ansible facts. You already said Ansible facts. After that, rip off this value. Don't type again Ansible underscore. You have to start with dot this value. Yesterday we used Ansible facts, then dot Ansible some full name. Here we are not going to say, we are going to say only that particular specific value which you want to pick up. So if it is sub value of that, then dot that value, right? So in that case, if I want to pick up, in this case, Ansible architecture, if I want to pick up this one, I can use this. And also we saw there is one more Ansible, what was that? Ansible, what is that architecture here? Ansible machine. Let us say I want to use this machine value, then get this value. Then I can go ahead and say dot in this area. So now it is going to pick up my value, which is going to be called as a machine detail. Then I can go ahead and run this one, Ansible play facts.yaml. It is going to additionally give me that machine value also. Right, x86 64. So when you're trying to pick up, we can pick up a specific value also according to our requirement. Now you have to pick up a particular facts related. Let us say I wanted to create the host name, its OS family, its kernel detail. I need these three. Cat 12 dot something. Here cat 12 dot something. This is the file what I used it now. I'm taking this one and saving it. Your task is to pick up your machines, these details what I'm saying. Then we will use that one in our next exercise also. Right. Yeah, the facts. Yesterday we worked in a different way. Today slightly adjusted. The concept is exactly the same. Yesterday we used with the register. Today we are not using the register. Without the register, we collected or we initiated the mobile setup. If you don't enable this one, it will still work if this is true or this is not mentioned. That is one more vital point what you have to understand. Okay, so on that way we do have these details. So let me go back. And what is the detail you people have to pick up? The task. I need the task. You should have the message, the host name. It has to say that is my host name or my server host name. Host name is whatever the things is required. So host name is, then I need this your host name message, right? XXXXX whatever the value. Then inside this I need to have IP address. IP address is right. Then I want to have maybe y value, and I need the kernel version is right. I need this task has to be get completed. So please go ahead, work with this task detail and gather the detail. Based on this, we will be working the next activity. It can be done in different levels. So I'm starting with this only with the gather facts. It can be like getting the network details. It can be getting you want to get the device related details, right? So on that way we can use different details and work with those different details also. So please go ahead and do it. If you're having any queries, please ask. Then we can see what we can do there. If you want to know how to filter it out, better what you do, run setup against one machine. You will get all the detail, right? Maybe first time you have to just go and search it where the category message is coming in. Now grep it. If you want to get the kernel version, pipe it, grep kernel, right? You will get kernel related all the lines. Maybe you have to find out which group it is category message is coming under, then try to fix that. So here it is Ansible kernel, right? It is giving me exact kernel version here. So where it is coming from, which particular parent area. So in the grep, I think there is option -p. Before this, go to file lines. See from where it is coming in. Right, D5. It will show me whenever the kernel word is coming in before that file lines. So according to this one, this is giving me the kernel version detail. Before that file line, I'm not getting it. Then go to maybe 10 lines. See whether you're getting a particular section is opening up. So that we can get to know what is the category it is coming from. So here, if I go to it is coming Ansible board name onwards. From there, it is coming in somewhere as a Ansible kernel. So I think Ansible kernel is directly coming in. Right, it is coming from the parent itself. If I try to see here on the setup one, it is directly coming under Ansible kernel directly. So you use .kernel as the version number or .kernel itself. And here Ansible, it is alphabetical order only, so we can maybe quickly pick up at that level. Ansible as host name fully qualified domain name here. Ansible kernel is direct component. So Ansible facts dot kernel will give you the output. Okay. So can anyone help me out, or can we do that one? Then we'll go for break. Yes.
Just one thing. Previously, we have performed this. We have created a playbook where we set up module and we get the host info. So my question is that if we are not setting gather facts equals to false, then it means it is already taking all the facts. Then setup module should not be required, right, for getting the information because it is already taking the gather facts.
No, in my case, what I've done it cat 12 facts. I made gather facts of.
Yeah. This is in this case we made gather facts false and then we are taking the information using the setup module. This one I understood. But last time, when we did not set gather facts false, like that line was not there previously. And you must remember that we used a setup module and we saved it in a register when you were teaching us about the register.
So
So that time, we saved it in that file using the setup module. But gather facts is already taken, so even then we have to use the setup module. So why is that required? Like
that's what yesterday my aim was on when I conducted that particular area. At that time, my aim was to create a logic for register and the debug module. Okay, at that time I didn't focus or I didn't give the importance for the gathering facts area. Now I'm giving gathering facts also. Right. So at that point in time, yesterday's example, first create a register. In that register,
use the setup module. We were calling it through the register module. That is why we used setup module. Like in the next task, we were displaying the data.
That's what in my case, I wanted to give the importance of how we can take the output of because yesterday we used it with the ID command also, right? I wanted to use IP address command and filter something, then show that pick up that value and pick it up as a register, then use with the debug. At that time, I used it for that logic. I used it with the first command output and create a register, or use a module output, use a register, take that register and use it with the debug. On that case, yesterday itself, it should have been done in this way. That is without mentioning the setup module or register. Anyhow, by default, gathering facts is happening. We can use that. If at that time I have given it, the output would have been different. So on that way, I just gone in that way. Okay. The logic is finally the gathering facts is happening or not. First question. If it is happening, if you want to get full facts or you want to restrict it. In my case, if I want to restrict it, what I can do now? Here, gathering facts by default, everything it is getting, right? If you are not mentioning it.
Yes.
If I want to restrict it, can I do now in this area? Okay, let's say I wanted to have this particular file to be edited like this. Vim, right? So in here, it is collecting all the facts by default, right? So now if I want to restrict it, what I can do? I can use the mechanism gather underscore subset. Can I do this one or not? I can do like this now because
take the specific output, right?
Yes. Here you are now making it more restricted. I want to get only the architecture, or I want to get only the network. So here I think we can use it with hyphen because it is going as a list. I can say here I wanted to create a network data only. I want to pick up, right? Or I want to pick up only the architecture.
Shaja, a quick question. Sorry for interrupting. It's about you're mentioning about gathering facts, right? But yesterday we were discussing about Ansible underscore facts, right? So what was the difference actually on this?
Ansible facts, the same thing. Both the concept is same, but we are using it in different perspective. Yesterday, my aim was to give you people input related to register and debug. Today, only with facts. On that yesterday debug example or register debug example, I use the facts. The same facts we are using it today, which is more filtered or controllable. So in this case, I wanted to pick up only.
So gathering facts is different and built-in setup is different. Is the both are related, interrelated?
Both are same. Both are same.
Even the built-in.
See what's happening by default when you're trying to run gathering facts. What according to Ansible says, normally every play will run the setup module automatically before the first task in order to gather facts. This is by default behavior, right? This is the default Ansible behavior. Before you let's say you're having 200 systems, what it will do? It will go and collect all the 200 systems facts. Once it has collected the facts, then you might want to filter out your details, right? Or you wanted to work on your place. Maybe in my place, I'm not using any facts. I'm just going ahead and deploying it. Then no problem. In my requirement is now, I wanted to gather facts, not all the facts. I may want to pick up certain facts only. Then we are using a setup module, right? In that case only I selected the task. And according to my requirement, I initiated my own setup task and running it. Okay. Because in general, what it will collect all of them. Now in my case, I want to pick up, let us say, only these details, right? Ansible underscore kernel. So in this case, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to pick up only the specific values. What are the values are coming in? If I want to filter out and get that one as a register, and based on the register, I want to see the value, that also we can do. So here, if you are trying, yesterday we used setup module, all the modules we collected and put it into the register. From the register, we use the debug module. That was a workflow for how to create a register and how to use it with the debug. Today's workflow is for when you're running a setup, what are the different options are there? By default, gather facts will happen on every play whenever you're trying to run it. If you don't want that gather facts to happen, you can turn it off. By default, gather facts will collect all the data. If you want to restrict that collection data, then work on based on that output, whatever is coming. If you want to do some other activity, you can disable default gathering facts, which is collecting all the data, and I can initiate one more built-in setup, which will be trying to give me not all facts. I wanted to get only selected facts. What are the facts you want to collect? I want to get only the network and processor architecture, and I want to collect only the Ansible kernel. At that point in time, this will be useful. You're getting the idea, right? Or bouncer.
Can you able to re-explain those things a little confused?
Okay, we'll go for a break and come back. After that, we'll continue. Is that okay? Or you want to do it now? We can do it, no problem. Because continuously people are sitting in. Suddenly, if it is a bouncer, we'll have a break and come back. Then one fact it will go at, and we can get the idea also.
Okay. Fine.
Okay, we'll go for a break and come back. So now I'm quitting without any changes now because I wanted to maybe explain one more time with the different settings so that we'll get what is the aim which is required. We'll also get that, and after that we have to get something called as custom facts. Then based on that we can use some condition. Based on that condition, how to react or how to work. That we'll see as we are moving. Okay.
Shajan, I need one help from you after the break. I tried this host vars and group vars and inventory vars
Okay.
setup file. It's working for everything, but only for the host underscore vars it's not working. So we'll just take
Okay.
it.
Okay. We'll check it. We'll check. No problem. Yeah. We'll go for a break and come back. Time is now 11:40. 15 minutes. 11:55. We'll come back. I am back.
Yeah, I'm back, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm back as well.
All right. So now what has happened? There is some message in the chat window. Host IP address, kernel version. All right. We got the information, or update has been done by Ravindra. Ravindra has created it. Great, good Ravindra. Okay. So someone said who's having problem. Can you share your screen, please?
Yeah, it's me. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Yes, Ravindra.
Yeah, let me know if everybody see my screen.
Yes, yes. I'm able to see your screen.
Yeah, this is my prod.ini.
Okay. One moment. Which is you're having package V1, V2 here under servers category. Okay.
Yeah, one second. I think I created for node 1 also.
Okay. Node
This
1, which
was
is V1 LFTP. Okay.
This is fine, right?
Yeah, this is fine.
I created multiple nodes. See, my host name is like
Oh.
a capital. It starts with capital N, node1, node1.example.com.
Can you just scroll up in this line itself or in the screen itself? Scroll up a bit.
Okay.
Scroll up. Scroll up. No, the screen scroll up.
Oh.
So here node, see here node 1, node 2. Okay. Here it is pointing to lowercase node only, not uppercase.
Got it. Yeah. So I need to mention in the lowercase node1.example.com.
Yes. Move MV. No, use MV.
Yeah, one second.
No, here itself we can do MV uppercase and tab dot to lowercase node 1.example.com. Yeah, now you can come back and check results.
I don't know which one I want to. Should be.
It is using package. Maybe go to 10th one, 11th one.
11. Yeah.
Here only using the one we do.
Yeah, I just use MariaDB.
There is no space. V1 colon space.
Okay. Yeah, it's reflecting now. I think we should use that whatever you mentioned, that inventory file, right? Node1.example.com. We have used the same file, I guess.
Yes. Same
Okay.
name. File
Same
name
name.
and node name has to be exact. Same.
Exactly same. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks. All right. So now let's go ahead and try to understand.
I'm getting an error.
Yeah.
Can I share my screen?
Yes, please.
That one. Are you able to give my screen?
Yes. Ansible exam graph kernel failed to combine variables. Dictionary Ansible Unicode. V1 dialog. Right. That again there is a space issue something.
It was on the node one, right?
No, you are trying to use a kernel grep. Failed to combine variables, expected dictionary, but got a dictionary and Ansible Unicode. V1 dialog. Why V1 dialog is coming in here? You are using Ansible node example.com only, right?
Yeah.
Remove your grep. You remove your grep output. Just run setup.
No, that where you can go to this host and you have to remove this. You have to give space after V1.
No,
After V1 we need to give space in the
Yeah,
variable
open up.
declaration.
No.
But he's running for the setup command, right?
Yes.
I'm running
No,
the
in the-
command. That's what.
Okay, edit your prod.ini. That is your inventory file. Can you open up your inventory file? Here you have given package v1 is equal to all these equal to okay. Have you specified anything on the host files? Can you go to that host file? Host was.
I think I didn't create the folder.
Folder itself you not created. Then from where it is taking?
No, that's what I want to check.
No, there is a host was is there. CD host was. ls.
Yeah,
that
it
is
is
separate.
taking from here.
So edit this one. Give space. That's good. So it is taking from here. Now Ansible command. See, whenever you are using Ansible command, it is referring all these files for the configuration related details.
Okay. So even if I give this one also, it will refer only to this host underscore batch file.
Yes, everything. It has to go through all the variables parameter because you are running from the command line. You might be specifying here -e where numbers, right? Variables you might be specifying it. It will take all those variables according to that. Okay, -m setup. The kernel also will work, no problem. Host does not match all.
So does it like conflicting with the file name which is mentioned?
No, it is not. He is trying to pick up Ansible node1.example.com. Provided host list is empty. Okay, and you are executing in host class. Go back one step. Here you execute the same command with the grep kernel. Because on that folder we don't have any product or inventory Ansible CFG. Nothing is there. Okay, you are getting Ansible kernel is the requirement. So now you can use the same up arrow. Right, you want to filter out and get only, let us say, the specific values. Right. So at this point in time, what you can do, you can use filter. Remove the grep, type -e after m setup, -m setup, -a space -a space single quotes. You want to say Ansible underscore kernel. That's what we are seeing there, right? Ansible kernel. You want to pick up, let us say, only the kernel, Ansible underscore kernel. Quotes closed. Enter. I think single quote you have to use it. What you're using, a filter is equal to kernel, Ansible kernel.
Is this right?
No. A single quote started, then filter you have to use. Filter is equal to
filter. I need to use filter.
Filter is equal to, you have to type filter is equal to enter. Now you are saying I want to get only this value. No more than this not required. This will give you only the filter detail.
Oh, that is an argument as we need to use filter.
Yes. So if you want to group wise, you want to filter out, you can see the group they have given it on the top, red color one, right? Include role, Ansible Windows Win, Ansible Shell, a lot of other parameters are coming in. So if you want to pick up only specific thing, we can pick up, right? -a, what is that you want to pick up? Otherwise, we can have different options. In that one,
okay,
I want to filter based on the key is equal to. Yeah.
No, in this we can use Ansible underscore facts dot Ansible underscore kernel. It will give the same output, right?
Not required. No, not required here. Okay, which one you are trying to say? In the playbook, you have to use it in a different way. In command line, this is the way you have to use it. You have to mention it along with Ansible facts or Ansible kernel because that is the exact. See, the moment you say m setup, it is working with Ansible facts only. Okay. After that, which is the sub detail you want, you are using filter.
So can you tell me like what is the parameters I can use in the configuration file? The same Ansible underscore facts, or we have to use that built-in and the gather facts?
Okay, you mean to say in the YAML file, right?
Yeah.
Go to the YAML file. Go to the YAML file now. We work with gathering facts, right? In this one, have you given anything as facts YAML, right? Okay. In this one, what is that you want to? You first you specify gathering facts off, right? Line number 3, which you don't want to gather all the data.
Okay. So that's the reason we're getting false. Okay.
Yes. And after that, you are coming in and saying in the Ansible built-in setup, you are saying collect the facts. Okay.
Yeah.
In the overall playbook level, you turned off. At the task level, again, you are switching it on because I may want to filter out only certain data, right? So at that time, tab one more. Let us say you want to filter, -filter. No, I think -filter. It is not -filter, just filter. Remove filter, colon. Enter. Next line. What is that filter you want to get it? Let us say Ansible underscore. Tab. Hyphen. You are now hyphen. This one is a list. So you have to start with hyphen Ansible underscore kernel. Enter. All this with a single quote you might have to complete it. Hyphen. Again, one more value. Hyphen Ansible underscore distribution.
You can use this one also.
Yes, yeah, we have version Ansible version. Okay, no problem. So now you are making it up specific attributes or values only. Okay, Ansible underscore distribution. Right?
Okay. So this way it will give error for FQDN command because it is not taking the.
Yes.
It is filtering in the.
Yeah, that's what. So in this case, we are making it up in the first half. I am picking up only these 3 values. Okay, Ansible kernel version, Ansible kernel version, Ansible version, and distribution. So now you can go ahead and down in the line. You can type in the bottom the default host name, the next module, right? In the debug module, in line number 15, the default host name, you change it to the kernel is, right? The current kernel is. Then you say Ansible. Yes, you change it to kernel. Instead of FQDN, you'll say kernel because you are picking up in the top one kernel only, right? So you'll say kernel, and in the bottom line, Ansible distribution. host name you change it to maybe appropriate value. The current kernel is, the default kernel is, our current kernel is this one. So you are picking up a fact based on that. You are trying to make it up this one, right? Current kernel is, and the Ansible distribution is next line. Its distribution is, or whatever you want to call it as. Distro is, or version is. Okay, some message you want to make it Ansible.facts, and you will say distribution or version.
Just the version.
Yeah, just version. Other things you are doing.
Yeah, even if you don't use the filter options, it will work, right? Because we have the Ansible facts dot.
Yes. If you see in this case, I don't want to pick up all of them. I want to pick up only these three values. If you run setup, if you don't specify filter, it will give all the values, right? Let us say it might be giving 200, 300 MB of data. That data I'm trying to shrink it out, right? According to this example. In previous cases, before break, what we have done, we said Ansible built in, set up everything we picked up. Now, according to his detail, now he's picking up only certain details. Okay, he's filtering out only this detail I want to pick up. Based on this only details, I need information. So on that case, he's filtering only three values. Based on these three values, you want to display something. So if he runs this one, here we are going to get this data. Ansible playbook. Facts. Single word syntax check.
Sorry.
With hyphen, syntax with hyphen check.
Still there's a gap. You are working with Linux. You have to move the cursor only. Click will not work. Line appears to be gathering facts. Okay, edit the file. We have to edit the file. It is not related to syntax check. It says gather underscore facts is not a valid. I think you typed as gather facts as a single word.
Okay,
Facts. Gather underscore facts. Line number 3. Ansible. Single word. Oh, it is also taking. Very good. Ansible improved. The task included an option with under dictionary object attribute version. Dictionary object attribute version appears to be the version related problem is coming up. What is that? Elsewhere it has been mentioned. Can you open up that? Yes. Vim facts. Okay, can you comment out all the filter options?
Which one? All these things.
Filter 7 onwards. Line number 7 to 10. Insert all, comment out. Yes, come down. Come down. Come down. Now run it. Again, it is looking for something. Ansible version. Okay, go back, edit. Where is the problem? Ansible facts, which is related to version. Okay, let me just pick up from that value what it is giving here. Facts. Let me run again. Set up one more thing. I'll just pick up Ansible facts dot version. You are having it, right? Okay, let me see whether Ansible version is there. Ansible version is not there, I believe, directly. It is going to be your. You want to pick up the Ansible version exactly, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
I could see no facts with Ansible version. So
Ansible underscore kernel underscore version is there.
that is for kernel.
yeah, I just know like I got that file into an output, like all the setup. So I'm just checking it there. It only says Ansible underscore facts. That's it, because there's no such thing as version. I just now checked. Let me check again.
Yeah, I'm also okay. There is a version. Ansible kernel version is there. Ansible product version is there. Python version is there. Right. And there is no Ansible directly. Ansible version option is there. So what will you change that one to? Kernel version, is that okay?
Yeah.
So we change it to kernel version, right? So what we'll do? We will use kernel. No, Ansible version will remove only Ansible version part. Comment only Ansible version. We will use kernel.
And then we have to edit it in the second line as well, message.
On the second line, we remove that entire second line.
Want to remove?
On the line number 16. Now let it be commented out. Okay. Remove. Go ahead, remove.
No, that's it.
Okay. Okay, come down.
White is
Come down.
change color.
That's okay. It is searching something. It might have done it. Go down. We editors experts can maybe help us. Remove this entire line. This fact
So you can
version
just
will
come
remove
in. Yeah, you can just come into command mode like escape and then DD.
Okay. Escape DD. Yes, it is removed it. Escape right quit. Then colon right quit. We removed Ansible version thing. Now we try to use the kernel related details. Okay, now run it again. This time it should give us reply. Okay, you are having Ansible kernel, and there's no Ansible version as a keyword because of it is failed, and we are able to get a lot of other details also based on the need we can pick up. So in my requirement, I wanted to have certain parameters, then we can filter and get those details also, right?
Yeah.
All right. So shall we go ahead to the next level?
So a quick thing, we are using that host vars and other thing, right?
Yes.
So this file will search for the host var or something else, group var.
Okay. In this case,
How
it is
can
just
we
looking
know
for
that?
this. Yeah. No. See, in this case, the option what you are trying to use it in host vars or group vars, you are giving the some variable, right? Are you using anywhere those variables here in your one minute, don't quit.
Okay.
Right. In this particular message, are you using anywhere your variables?
No.
V1 or V2? V1,
No,
V2, anything you are
we're
using?
not using.
So obviously, even it will be there as the consideration. It will look into that values, but since you are not using in your play anywhere, it is not going to use that. Okay. Let us say you want to use that one inside your this particular play somewhere. Let us say go to line number 16. Go to line number 16. Down arrow. Yeah. Come in between. Let us say between Ansible and distribution is come to Ansible distribution here. Yeah. Is here you say curly bracket. No. After is before is or after is. Okay. Anywhere. Here space double curly bracket. Let us say you want to use V1. Then curly bracket. Space curly bracket closed. So now you are using specifically here. Then only your variables will come into picture. Otherwise, variables there declared not used in the play. You're getting the idea. Now, can you escape, right, and save it? Can you run this one? It is going to give you that output along with V1 also. So you can declare variable anywhere. If you are using it in your play, then only the variable comes into picture. Otherwise, variable is not declared. So where is the variable option? It is Ansible distribution dialog is which one you are using it here? The current kernel is correct. It is Ansible distribution HTTPD. It is there. Right? One it is showing dialog, the other one is showing HTTP. Right, line number 2 in that area only. It's Ansible distribution dialog is sent to us, HTTPD is sent to us. Right, for node 1 different value, node 2 different value. Are you able to see that?
Yeah. But we mentioned V1 is only for node 1, right? V1 means as a node 1, right?
No. V1 you might have mentioned it. Okay, cat. You might have created 2 files, or we have to check now where you have supplied it. CD host vars, yes, ls. What are the files you are having node 1 only? So cat node 1 dot yes. So it is taking dialog value from here for node 1. Okay, come back, open up prod ini group as no directly cannot type here. It is not inside this one. Yes, ls. There is no file. Go to come back one more directly. No, cd prod. Here vim prod.ini. So here you might have mentioned it. The package for group servers or anything you mentioned it. V1. What you mentioned?
V1 is HTTPD and V2 I just commented it as which is.
So it is not taking that. Yes.
Yeah, but it was showing dialog, right, in the output.
Yes, one it is showing dialog, the other one is showing
HTTPD. The one which is
that
one is HTTPD.
Node. Yes, node 2 is getting it from the servers group var. Okay.
No, host var, not host var.
No, I didn't create any file for node 2, right?
No, node 2 you are not created.
Yeah.
See, when you are trying to talk about servers group, which computers will come into active or participant list? Node 1 and node 2, right?
Node 1 and node 2, yes, sir. Yeah.
So in this case, according to us, node 2 is getting HTTPD, correct?
Node 2 is getting dialog, right?
No, it's HTTPD. It is HTTPD. Scroll up, see what is node 2 is getting.
Node 2 is getting HTTPD. Node 1 is
because
getting
of group. Because of group. Okay. Because you mentioned in the group pass.
I didn't create any file, right?
For what you mentioned it in the inventory file, right?
Group pass.
He has mentioned host var, Sarjan.
That's what he is not created.
I didn't created anything for node 2. So
that's what. Open up prod.ini. Open up here.
Okay.
Add prod.ini. So what is that you mentioned it here?
Which is
servers was? No. Servers group. Servers group. Which are the machines will come under servers group?
Both the
machines. It will come under both the machines.
Both machines. So if it is server group, which one V1 is what is the value?
V1 value is HTTPD.
So according to this, server your node 1, node 2 should get HTTPD, correct?
Yeah.
Both should get HTTPD.
Yes.
So it will try to apply these two for server node 1 and node 2. Can you now type cat host vars cat host vars node 1 dot example. Here what you mentioned it V1.
Precedence like
so
priority.
Which one will be given high priority?
Host vars file.
Host vars file. Okay.
That's why node 1 is getting dialog.
Dialog.
Node 2 is getting HTTPD because it is coming as a group member, general group member.
So if I uncomment that V2 as a telnet, it should come as telnet only, right?
Okay, then in our play, have we mentioned anywhere V2 detail or V2 variable anywhere we mentioned it?
I don't think so. We didn't mention.
Yeah, then it will not come into picture at all, right? Cat your facts.yaml. Cat facts.yaml. Have you mentioned anywhere as V2 here?
No.
So obviously V2 will not at all come into picture, right? You declare the variable or commented out or whatever it is, whether your play is dependent on that variable. Have you mentioned it anywhere as V2? You are not mentioned, so it is not taking.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah. So one quick question. This V1 which you are mentioning here, right, under the message. So we can add it in even after this facts response, right? Anywhere of this cohort comment.
Yes. On the comment, we are using a variable with the double curly braces. It can be before, after, whatever, wherever you want to. It should be within double quotes.
Okay.
We injected our requirement inside this particular area. That's it. Okay.
So we can club V1 and V2 in the same bracket. V1 underscore V2.
I can give V1 and V2, right?
Yeah, V1 underscore V2 we can give, right?
No, plus you want to add these two variables, right? Vim. Let us say you want to add these two variables together. V1 plus V2 also we can do. Inside V1 plus V2. Okay, escape. Right, quit. Now go ahead and now I need the cat of your prod.ini. Your current V2 is not removed off, right? So edit that, uncomment it. So now run your playbook. I don't think so we'll have a problem there.
No, syntax hyphen.
Okay, anyway it is accepted. So we'll leave it in Ansible way now. You're getting now?
It came both dialog telnet and HTTP telnet for node 1 and node 2.
Exactly. Yes. You are able to now combine two different variables also inside, right?
So if we give, we can give only plus for the variables, or we can give even comma or anything separated of it.
No, you know you have to combine these two variables together. Then why we use plus? If you want to know more on that, we have to go and search for what are the template formats we can use it. Right? There are a lot of operations we can do. We can do arithmetical operations also there. Divided by 2, I want to do something. Multiplied by 2, something I want to show as output. That also we can do. Right? In our case, we want to add whatever the variables values are coming in, add together. If it is a number, then we have to check out whether it is adding and giving us the result. Arithmetic operations. Currently, it is taking the strings and add it together.
But yesterday we were discussing about adding underscore, right? If we have two variables and we can add with the.
Yeah, that is also possible.
Okay.
Or we can use it with the message, the syntax, or what is that? The string we typed it, right? This my computer is this. Then we can inside that also we can add wherever we want to add it, right? Or plus this value. That is also another way of doing it. Underscore, then we can use double curly braces twice.
Yeah.
All right. So shall we go ahead to the next one, Lester?
Yeah.
Now you people are getting the idea of facts, right? We can gather facts. That is the whole idea, first of all. Okay. Shall I go ahead and share my screen and get into the next activity? Gather custom facts. We gathered the facts. That facts can be different values. So when you're trying to run this one, we are getting a lot of facts. On that facts, if you want to limit it, most of the real time we wanted to have a host name, FQDN, IP address, interface, maybe device sizes we want to pick up. I want to pick up how much space is available there. So based on that also we can work with the different details. So how to use it? That's the example we saw already, right? And this area we can do a lot of other implementation also. But again, they are showing you with the demo setup kind of thing. So here Ansible facts form, old variable form, right? Variable form previously used is Ansible underscore host name. Nowadays it can be used with the dot when we are trying to use it. So that logic we have done it. Turning off gathering facts, we can use the command or in the play gather facts off, right? If you say no, in case if you say gather facts false or no, if you enable with the task with the setup, it will collecting it. Now my requirement is there is one more requirement. Let's go back here and we get the example from this point. Delete this one. So I'm trying to take off variable components from this one off, right? So here, let us say there are some systems, group of servers. In this group of servers, you might be having not on the hardware related perspective view, right? As of now, gathering facts is giving me CPU speed, CPU, number of CPUs, hard disk drives, storage spaces, all are hardware or system related parameters. Sometimes I may want to group some systems as with my requirement. In our case, broadly already we categorized the dev computers, production computers, system computers. Maybe I want to give them the category, critical servers, non-critical servers. For this environment, for that environment, we might be giving different values belonging to this company. So those facts also I want to collect it. But thing is, certain systems I want to call it collected as blue. certain systems I want to connect it as a yellow group, maybe coloring wise I want to do it, or production requirement I want to group them, but all of them are coming under the servers group or servers collection. I do have a lot of servers collection, but inside that I want to collect or gather information specific to that machine. Maybe at that machine level I want to do some changes. As of now, the facts are coming from that remote machine only. So when the data is coming from the remote machine, I wanted to specify. In your case, let us take an example in your TCS itself. All of your machines has been given something called as asset ID, right? In your laptops. So this asset ID, I want to pick it up. I want to pick up the asset IDs of all the computers. Asset ID is a custom parameter created only for TCS corporate environment. It is not generally available as a CPU serial number or CPU version number, OS number. No, not like that. It is my organization custom requirement. Can I create like that and use that one in my place or in my tasks which I want to deploy? Because we are going to hereafter, when this is happening, then do this. Right. So at that time, let us say I wanted to have it of something like a blue-green deployment kind of. I want to keep some servers as a green category, some categories as blue category, some categories as red category. So I wanted to deploy this application only if the category is red, or if this category is blue, then only I want to deploy it. So these are custom things which we are trying to create. That is going to be called as custom facts. So this particular thing has to be created and kept inside every machine based on that machine category, what you want to keep it. Right. So when the setup module is collecting across all the servers, it will collect along with this detail. Then when I want to apply my place, my tasks, I can control that behavior based on this value. As I told you, processor architecture, if it is x86, I want to install this application. If it is not that, don't do that. I can use a when condition. That is something we are going to use it hereafter. So for that, I can create my own custom detail also. Custom facts can be defined in a static file, right? Formatted as a INA file format or JSON format, both are supported. So let us say I wanted to create a custom file. Where we have to create it? On the target machine, right? You need to put it inside etc Ansible facts D directly. And the name of each file must end with fact. The end of that particular file name should be something like this. Let us say in this case, they are using package, DB package or something as a name. Maybe we will use more creative name than, because this is going to give you some confusion in real time. So I'm not giving the configuration related parameters. We will try to use it up. Some parameter which is dynamically picked up. And depending on that, I want to create the custom fact. Maybe in my case, I want to create a custom fact. This is critical server. It is important server. Then I want to say criticality 1 to 5 state. I want to apply this application if the critical state is 5, then only. But first we have to create the fact on the target machine. Based on that, we want to pick up. Or sometimes I may want to create a custom fact which is related to specific real-time requirements. On that particular time, I might be using a different facts altogether. So the idea, what I'm trying to say, we can create our own custom facts, and based on that custom facts, I can deploy different details, right? And maybe I want to work with that particular. Let us say I wanted to say this particular computer belongs to this application requirement only, or I want to make it up. This is belonging to this company. Let's try to take it up in that example. Then we will work on it. So what I do, I go ahead and try to create a file, custom fact file on the target machine. Then based on that particular machine detail, we will see whether we are able to get that detail. So this particular
this is more of a creating like a templates and using it whenever it is required, right? Like
yes, kind of a template, but I want to put it inside that particular location, right? Okay. So I wanted to create a particular fact or custom fact I want to create as a file. On that particular file, I wanted to create some values so that we'll be able to work with those different details, right? So let me go ahead and try to create that particular custom fact file. And based on that one, we might be creating or working with that particular custom fact detail, right? So let me try to have it up custom fact example something. Yes.
Why we are creating on like manage nodes? Why we cannot do it on control node? Why we have to create on node 1 and node 2? We cannot create on that like master node. And
no. Okay. This custom fact on your TCS asset, the asset ID is placed in your laptop or the central server.
But I'm mentioning all the list of the servers in my control node, right?
Okay.
Because, for example, if I'm controlling 10 assets, I'm maintaining it in my inventory file. Correct. Yeah. Right. So why we want to place that file, especially in that node 1 and node 2 separately?
See, when you're trying to do gather facts, from where you're getting the details? These facts are
master node. Master node.
No, this is coming from master node.
No, sorry. Node 1. Yeah. You are specifically mentioning node 1. If so not, it is coming from
from master or from the control node. You are gathering fact about node 1. Correct. That is the target machine. Now let us say you are having some problem in your TCS laptop asset as currently something is not working. When you call the support, what they will ask? What is your asset ID tag? Right. So then only they can react according to that. Right? They will say, if you say I need a web camera which is not having this resolution, then they will say according to this model, only this resolution supported. If you need more than this, then we can, right? So you need the information from your device as a central admin. I have to collect it from your device only, right? If I'm mentioning it in my own device as a control device, I do have my asset ID, no problem, but I need to work on your asset ID. So for that asset ID is not defaultly coming from Microsoft generic OS settings. As a TCS organization requirement, I am creating my own custom detail. I'll go to every machine. From my machine, I can push it. That is different case. I can create all the asset tags should be having this format. Asset tag 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll create it and I'll paste it on every machine first. From central machine, I can create those files on the selected targets. Then my tasks can be customized along with that. But in our case, to make it much more easier to understand, I'm going to node 1. In this node 1, I'll create the required tags, custom tags, whatever it is required. Let us say in this case, I wanted to create a custom tag, which is going to say This is the custom tag for this activity, right? So I wanted to create a custom tag, custom fact. In this case, let me go ahead and create in this one. I'm going into this particular machine as a root. I'm going to manually create it, right? So in this particular area, I'm going to say what is my custom fact I would like to create it, right? The custom fact, whatever I want to create it, I want to pick up that value in my host or in my detail. So what I'll do, I'll go ahead and try to cd/etc folder, right? In this one, we need a folder called as Ansible. As of now, there won't be any folder called as with the name Ansible, right? Here, nothing, right? So what I do, I had to create a folder mkdir Ansible. That means we have to create it manually, this particular Ansible folder, cd to Ansible folder, right? In this particular folder, we have to create again one more subfolder, mkdir facts.d. This is the subdirectory. Inside this subdirectory, we need whatever the things you want to create it according to your requirement. You have to create that file ending with .fact. Let us say in this case, I wanted to create this one as an organization or my organization related requirement. So organization.fact. The file name must be ending with fact. It can be anything here, www or yyyy, xxx, whatever it is. So for our understanding, I'm saying it is organization fact, right? In this particular fact file, I have to now create an INI file format. What are the things are required? So let me go ahead and create it here inside this one. I wanted to create a particular section. Let us say this is, I want to call this one as, let us say department or organization requirement. So I want to say, what is that we can say here? Department. We'll call this one as DEP or DEPT as the section header. Inside this actual department colon. The value for this department is ID, right? Maybe location, Chennai server. So I want to call this one as Chennai server, right? Which location it is in. This is not available as generic parameters, right? Or it is for project. Which project you are using it? P1. So I'm creating my own required values. These values I want to fetch it out along with generic facts, whatever it is collecting. Along with that one, I want to collect this one also. You're getting the idea, right? So I created some content in a specific location, PWD, on this particular location under Ansible facts.d. Okay, it is now I'm not in Ansible facts.d, right? I created it. Let me move the file org to facts.d folder, right? So cd facts.d ls. So in this location, I've created a file called organization facts, some file name which is having all these details, right? So now I've created this one. After creating this particular detail in this format, right? I will go to my machine. Now I'm trying to run the same logic, the Ansible node m setup, right? We have done it something. So I'll go ahead and try to run now against node 1. The same setup. Go and collect all the detail and tell me what are the details are there. Inside that, I have to look for, is there any custom facts now coming, right? Ansible custom facts is the section. Ansible mount, Ansible load, Ansible LO, Ansible is alphabetical order, right? So here Ansible environment, Ansible daemon distribution, all these Ansible devices most probably, right? Ansible default, Ansible date, Ansible custom facts, armor, chase, date, where it is, Ansible custom.
How about we get with the
Yeah, that's what. Grep custom facts. The node is not coming. That means I have to go back to this file. org.fact. What is that example here? It should be facts.d. It is in that location only. PWD. It is etc Ansible facts.d. The file name must be ending with fact. Right? The format will be underscore or equal. Equal is what they are saying here. Let's go back and see what is that format I used it here. Org fact. Here I used it. So insert. Let us change it to equal. Equal. Any space is there or not? Let's check it out there also. Maybe they are expecting this exact format. Department ID, another values has been saved. Right click quit, and anything else I'm missing here. Only this, like this format, right? Key value pairs defined in this way with the space on either side. At org.facts. Okay, let it edit also that if it is missing with that also, it is not okay. Actually, colon it should work fine because in the previous exercise I've done it with colon. Let's try to take it up here.
So it should end with fact or is it facts?
It should be ending with fact.
Okay.
Singular. It should be ending with fact only. So that's the documentation. It must end with fact in order to be used. Okay, so that's it. The format we have set that once you set this particular value, when you're trying to run this one custom facts, it should show Ansible local custom. Okay, it is not directly Ansible local, and it's saying it is picked up. Then it is going to say these are the values which are coming in. So on that way, I want to pick it up. So here, go back this one. Let's okay here this one node again get it with the custom if it is coming in after adjusting it. No, Ansible underscore local. There are a lot of other locals are coming. Ansible local is there. There is one value, right? That means it is there. I want to pick up local. App show me file lines. Which all the values are coming as local, or Ansible underscore local also we can filter out. And you can see this is what I'm getting. Okay.
Yeah.
Ansible underscore local. Give me those file lines only on this segment. So it is able to pick up the values which are coming in. Since I said file lines, all the file lines it has been picked up. And actually what I have done it, I have created these details. All these details now picked up. So what is the advantage of this one? Now I can say this particular server, let us say I want to deploy application only in Chennai based systems. Right. Now I can use my Ansible facts to pick up the values which are category belonging to this one alone. Then I can do that, right? So what I can do, I can go ahead and try to, in this one facts machine and architecture, we are trying to get it right. In this one, I can even get now the Ansible local facts also, right? So what I'll go back to this particular file in facts, right? Along with custom facts, we can do what we'll do, we'll try to copy this and change it to 13 dot custom facts, right? .yml. I'll modify the existing file, vim 12 13 dot custom facts, right? In this one, let us say we are trying to pick up setup, right? So here, instead of architecture, the server is located in, I wanted to pick up or insert server located in, where is the location? Ansible facts, right? Ansible underscore, here it is not coming under facts. I believe it is coming under local, right? Because we saw this particular detail has been picked up under Ansible local segment, right? Under this one, it is having custom packages, and what is that value? Dot dot dot. We have to just say that. So according to this one also, if we go back here, it is picked up as Ansible local .org .department .location, right? So I have to specify those values. Dot Ansible .local .org, right? Then insert .org dot. What is the next segment? Is going to be department, right? DEPT dot. This one is actually the location, right? DEPT. Under DEPT only we do have DEPT. Under that location is the value. So I want to pick up location. So this time what I'm doing, I'm trying to pick up server. It's IP address, host name, IP address, where it is located. This detail is not generally coming in from my regular activity, or regular hardware inventory does not have this. So I will save this one, now run it, Ansible will play 13 dot, and it is going to go ahead and pick up only from one server. The second server will not give the value because I have not created that one in the second server. You're getting the idea? Maybe I want to install certain applications. If the servers are located in Chennai or Chennai based servers only, we want to install it or deploy it. So to do the same activity in one more time, what I'll do, I'll go back to another machine, or this, in this case node 2 SU as a root user. I'll ask that root user administrator what are the settings he want to do it according to his system. He will be creating mkdir /etc Ansible /facts.d and -p. If the parent folder is not there, it will create along with that. Ansible folder only if you want to create, we can say Ansible. And but instead of having 2 times the same command, what I'm doing, I'm saying create the structure. etc folder is there on every machine. Ansible is not there. Facts.d facts.d. I want to create this directory first. So we create that directory. Inside that particular directory, we are going to create a file called as organization.facts, or sorry, fact. Where it is available? It is available under etc /Ansible /facts.d. Under this one, I need to create this file. So what? Facts or Ansible.fact. This is facts.d. This is fact. So here I'll be mentioning it inside square bracket DEPT. The same segment I'm trying to mention it as much as possible here. In department, let us say this is for finance. Here I'm using it finance, right? And location colon Mumbai. I'm using this time not equal. I'm using colon. Let's see whether it is taking it. What is the other value we specified? Actually we need only location in our activity. So I mentioned these two: escape, right quit. So we created the custom file. Again, I'll go back to my setup, see whether it is giving us the required detail. And this time I'm working against only node 2, try to find out whether it is picking up the local variable set. Right? It is able to get it. So it is equal is not mandatory, colon is okay. Right? So according to this one, now I'll go ahead and try to run my playbook. This time it will give us along with the locations across 2 different servers in 2 different locations. Got it clear?
Session, can you explain more about org.org. Department, right? Like
okay. Okay. Yeah. Yes. So when I'm trying to do this particular activity, cat what is that? 13.facts.
13. Yeah.
So here, these are the details we are trying to fetch, right? So if I now go back to this one, I'm trying to go ahead and run without any filter, right? So if I run this one, already we are comfortable with the Ansible.facts, right? Ansible underscore facts. So
Yeah.
Ansible underscore facts is one segment, right? All these are coming under Ansible underscore facts category. Whatever the hardware related details. Okay. Along with this one, we are having Ansible underscore local. Ansible underscore defaults. Okay, here Ansible facts starting, right? Ansible date default devices, Ansible underscore facts, and we do have Ansible, what is that, underscore local, right? So it has to be coming under alphabetically L segment. Ansible D, Ansible underscore environment, Ansible underscore kernel, Ansible underscore low, Ansible underscore local.
Yes.
Right. So I want to now pick up which is coming under Ansible underscore local dot org dot department dot location.
Okay, got it.
So here,
Okay, you want to pick
Shaja,
Hmm.
the file which you created, org.facts, is that a custom name? Like we can change like
It can be any
pkg.fact,
name.
or it can be any
It
name.
can any name dot fact.
Fact
It should be ending with dot fact. So it will term when you are trying to use it, use that file name here or that particular structure what you have created there. Based on that only it is giving you output, right?
Okay.
If this file name is something else, let us say if it is file 1, then it is going to be file 1. Let us say I'm trying to move escape dot org fact to escape dot. I'm changing it to my own, right? Now I rename that particular file, same file with a different name. If I try to run and get this particular value again, this time it is going to be with my own value, right? It will not have org dot something, okay? Because it is going to have the values which is going to come in as Ansible local, okay? What is the file name you are mentioning it? Sometimes you might be created multiple files also in the same location. If you created one more fact file, let us say I wanted to copy this file with one more name, cp, right? org fact to second file, right? Second file dot fact. Cannot stat. What is this? org dot fact. Copy only, I'm saying, right?
My own, you have renamed it to my own. So
okay, okay, here it is going to be my own, right? My own dot fact to copied it. So let us edit this one, which is going to be second file, right? In this second file fact, I'm modifying instead of department, I want to say insert. I want to say what is that? Environment. Which environment do you want to use it of? Environment. Let us say this is for color blue green deployment. Color, I want to call it as blue.
Okay, and inside this org.fact file, can we
Hmm.
create like a list of details? Like
Yes,
this
it
is
can
in
be
the form of dictionary right now. So
yes.
can we create like 2 dictionaries and like 2, 3 lists, like multiple
Yes, we
information?
can do. Let's say I made it up with one is colors, right? The other one is, let us say we will say criticality. Criticality of the server. Let us say I want to say this criticality is C5 series. That is critical number level 5. Or as you said, you wanted to have multiple values, right? So in this case, it is coming under multiple category used by. Okay, used by which departments are using it. So I may want to use it with hyphen dev. Then I want to use it with, let us say, prod, right? I want to use it with some value staging. I'm just giving some random value as it is because you wanted to pick up. So this file currently in that location there are 2 files. Sorry, escape dot. Right, in this location there are 2 fact files. One is my own fact, second file fact. There are 2 fact files in the same location. Now I'm trying to run, go and get the inventory along with the custom detail, right? I got the output. So if I go back here, local kernel efgh Ansible underscore local only, right? lo timestamp Ansible load. It is missing here. Finance. It has picked up this value. The second one it is not able to pick up. My one it is picking up. Right. Let me go and edit that file again more properly in Note 2. The second file is having some problem. And in this case, let me go and edit this one. Maybe this part it is not able to understand. Let me delete this. DD only, no. Okay. So right with this one, whether we are able to get it, where it is here. Okay. Let me run this one again. Setup. Otherwise, we have to find out how to give the list value format. Maybe I've given only one space. We have to find out whether we have to give more than that or not. Where it is machine. It is taking one detail. Out of the second, you can see second file. Okay. It is now capable of picking from this value to all the way to this one is your Ansible local facts or local details. So if you want to pick up this value in your display or debug file, we have to now specify Ansible underscore local dot second file dot environment dot color blue. You're getting the idea, right? So you can create any number of files, just like your repo m.repo file you are doing it, right? I don't know how many of you are comfortable with that one. cd etc m.repos.d m repos.d or m.m/repos.d m.repos.d. Okay, in this location you can have any number of file, no problem, as long as it is ending with .repo. It will be considered for a repository related activity. In the same way, in the fact also we are doing that. Inside that directory called Ansible facts, Ansible/facts.d, whatever the file you are typing it as fact will be picked up by your Ansible gathering facts detail. So based on this, you can do some activity, right? Because next one what we are going to do, you have created, okay, why we have to take this much painful activity, right? You got the facts, right? You are getting the facts. So maybe I wanted to, based on this particular facts, I wanted to work only certain things or certain details. My play has to be hereafter it has to be restricted. So once I want to restrict it, then I can use this particular fact, which is going to be a custom fact. Clear? Shall we go ahead and do it? And can you people check it out on your own? Maybe I would like to have it up only these parameters to be picked up. So what you will do, you will go to your, okay, here I'll tell you what is that custom parameter labs. Okay. We are working with something called as custom facts, right? If you want to do custom fact, create a file ending with .facts extension. This is facts .facts in /etc/ansible /facts.d folder, right? If the folder is not there, create the required folder. Okay, this is first step. So what should be the format? Format should be having section, what is that you want to call, what are the section name you want to call it as? Key : value, right? Second, key 1 : value 2. Anything is okay. What I have done it, I'll copy paste that one also, so that if you want, you can use it as a reference. So for that, I'm going back to my node 2, right? cd etc Ansible repos what is that, facts.d. Inside this, I've gone in ls. I want to cat my own custom facts. So I call this one as cat my own custom fact. In that one, I created these two. Which department that server belongs to, something like that, I created it. So it is the fact. Right? Cat, used it cat. So here, this is the file, which is the content of that one. After doing this one, if I go ahead and try to use with the simple command Ansible itself, you can first find out whether it is coming in or not. Ansible against your servers or specific node, which node you have created. Create this file in the required nodes, right? So in all the nodes, it has to be there. If you want to work against that particular value, that means we will prepare and pull these values. Then against servers, you can collect it against the entire server set also. After that, I would like to have it up. What is that? -m. You can collect it with the setup. Maybe grep with the value. Grep whatever the values you selected. I used -a, maybe 5 lines, 10 lines. Right? Take 10 lines of after this one, which is coming after Ansible _custom, so that it will filter out only the Ansible custom facts what you are collecting. Right? This one is going to give you those custom values that are coming in from that particular activity. So use it. Grep -a. Maybe I want to pick up 8 lines after Ansible _custom facts, whatever I want to pick up. Then it is going to give me with respect to node 2. The same thing goes with node 1 also. Ansible _custom only, no? Ansible _local. Local. Okay, so it is going to pick up. So I'll also change it here, local. Okay.
Shahjahan, can I share my screen? Getting an error.
Yes, sir. So I can now run here with my both the details. I would like to get this one. Are you getting in my, okay, you shared your screen. Okay. Dictionary object is not found. Server located in Chennai, I'm getting it. For the second one, I'm not getting it because in that one department. Okay, yes, sir. What is that you are getting? Could not match the host pattern called node 2. Okay, I need first your inventory. Cat inventory. Prod.ini. So according to this one is node 1.example or node 2.example. Where you created this custom file now?
This custom file was created in node 2.
Okay, node 2.example.com. Okay, now enter it. Okay. So now you are having 2 labels, categories or sections, department and environment, and you are getting both. If you want to get it in your which location in your debug, you can, based on this also you can get the output, right? This particular server is located in location Chennai, which is coming under blue category.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
blue environment.
how we can able to like you showed us something right on the master node? How we can able to pull this information?
Then what you do, you know the architecture, right? It is Ansible dot. Open up one more terminal window so that we can use this one in the reference. On the right side, 3 lines, new window. So we will keep it side by side. Now create one more. Already you worked in that facts gathering, right?
Yes.
Okay, can you open up that file or copy that file and we will create one more. Copy facts to custom facts. Change CAT to copy. We can edit the file directly, otherwise we have to type everything. I am unable to get your screen update. Are you there? Or whether I am there?
Sorry, there was an issue with my network.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, let me share my screen.
Yes, please. Okay, now copy CP facts to custom facts. Custom
Yeah,
facts.
I already created a file, custom facts already.
Okay, okay, we'll open it then. We'll open it, Vim. So what we'll do, we'll gather facts, we make it true. Gather facts true. Okay, come down. And this particular entire set, 5 to 10, we will comment out. Okay, so this section totally we are not using. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Directly display required data. That is what we are. The current kernel is whatever you are trying to say. Here, change the message. The current location of the server is remove kernel is okay. There, here it is coming under the category Ansible. What is the value we have to use it here? I am trying to go ahead.
Underscore local.
Okay. Yes. Ansible underscore local.
No, it's Ansible facts, right? That,
no, that's what there you are going to say Ansible underscore local. Remove the facts part. Ansible underscore local dot org dot DEPT. Under DEPT you are having location. Right? That is the final value you want, right? You want to get location as a Chennai. You have to say location. You type location dot location.
It will be dot or underscore.
Already there. Department dot location.
Okay.
Right, and you also want to its Ansible. Let us say its department is or its environment or something. If you want to change it, that also you can do. It's our next line. Yeah, that is the next line. Yeah, here you will say it's. You can use remove its environment. Criticality is okay. Remove that, and here you will say okay. Remove this v1 v2 not required. Okay, and Ansible dot local dot org dot sorry not org local dot env dot because it is coming under env section.
Okay.
No, org dot env dot. See, org is the parent level, right? The file name. org is required. org dot env dot. Under org under environment section. Right? Yes. That's what. But the file is same only. No, org file is same. Color. No. Color. No. Color critical. What you are typing both. It is env dot what on the left side you see the architecture, right?
Yeah.
Env inside that color. That's it.
There
is
another one is there, right? The critical is also there, right?
Plus. You have to type then plus. You want to get that value also, right?
Yeah.
Then color or missing. Space plus. Let us say you want to use it again. Ansible local. Ansible underscore local. Give the value properly. Dot underscore local dot org dot env dot critical. Right? So this file should be there in both the systems. Okay, otherwise one system it will give an output, the second one will fail. Okay, go ahead, run it.
No, okay, let me run it. I'll ask you.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that particular host details are only on node 2, not on node 1.
Yeah, so then node 1 will say, sorry boss, I don't have these details, right? It will throw an error anyhow. No problem, run it. Node 2 it will come correctly. Okay, you're getting? It is blue C5.
Yeah, 1 minute.
Yeah, okay, connectivity is lost. Okay.
No, I have a question here. So if you see this thing we mentioned as .org and with the department and location, right?
Correct.
So in this, we in the left side, we as per the Ansible underscore localhost, the first parameter org we just mentioned, and
Okay.
then we mentioned as .dpt. Under dpt again we have we mentioned location also, right?
So it
With
should
a
say
dot.
Chennai. It is in Chennai.
No,
It has
we
to show
mentioned as
it is in
dot.
Chennai.
Yeah.
Yes.
I understand. With
But
here dot, okay, but if
dot
it comes for
location.
the other environment, like environment dot color dot critical, right?
No,
Or-
environment dot color is one value. Environment dot critical is another value, right? In the
Yes, sir,
department
but
you
here
mentioned
we
only
didn't
location.
mention it, right? The above value we didn't mention as separately, right? Ansible underscore local.org underscore.
No. See, on the left side, no.
Okay.
Under org, first you are having section as department, right?
Yes, sir. Okay.
Under department you are having two values. One more DEPT, then location. Two values are there, right? On that one you are picking up only the location parameter. You are ignoring the department parameter, right?
So if I change this DEPT to some different value, we have to put that one also here.
Yes, if you want to get that also, then we have to specify that value. Anyhow, in your result, it is not going to show college. In this particular result, when you come out of this particular thing, already we ran it, right? In that one, you can see it is not going to show you the college part. It will show you only Chennai as a location.
Okay, so I need to add one other thing.
If you want to add Chennai, let us say you want to add one more value here, then you will say server is, then you will specify one more time. Let us say plus college, you want to Chennai plus college, you want to get it, then you will mention it one more time. Okay, here come down, come to the next line. Come continuously, come again, come down, go over to the next level, next location. Let us say space plus you want to add also Ansible plus in that one itself. Insert space, come down. Your cursor currently is in, yeah, come to the end. Okay, let us say plus you want to add Ansible underscore local org department dot department. That is hierarchy, right? .org dot dept. You give parent folder name also same, key value also same. Section header you said department, section header you said environment as the two different sections. And the department and key value same. Because of that, you are getting this confusion, I believe. You are getting the idea, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, escape, right, quit, save, and come out. This time is correcting, giving correct, right?
Yeah.
So, Shalavan, I have it out. For me, it's not working.
Okay, can you share your screen, please?
Yeah. So, are you done, Pradeep? I can share.
Yeah. That's please go ahead. Yeah.
So, yeah, when I run this, I'm not getting any output. It's showing like no provided host list facility.
Okay, Ansible, can you, what is your inventory according to this one? Product and node 1 is there, right? No, I'm able to see in the screen. Okay, what it says, unable to pass prod.in.
It's INI, I changed.
Okay, what was the previous name? Go to cat ansible.cfg.
Okay. I changed it now. Okay.
Not etc, local ansible.cfg. What you are given here?
Okay. Let me do it. Yeah, now it's working. Yeah.
Great.
So let me just also quickly run this playbook. Okay, yeah, it's okay. Thank you.
Great.
Shahjan, can I share my screen?
Yes, please. I'll take another 2-3 minutes. After that, I have to leave for the prayer. Today it's Friday.
Yeah, me too.
Yes. So here, what is that you're trying to do?
Like I have
Okay.
one
No
second.
problem. No problem. Yes.
Here
So create.
the file is there, and then
It should be ending with cat. Fact, not facts. Singular.
oh, fact. Okay,
MV. Yes, my own dot facts.
Understood.
Yes.
Understood.
Right. Now go ahead and run it. You should.
1 minute. Here also I need to change it. It's coming.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks. Thanks.
Shailesh, I'm getting only the location, like I'm not getting the other details. Just quickly share
Can you share your screen?
Yeah. This is what I'm getting actually.
Custom facts are Bangalore. Custom facts are Chennai. Okay. So what is that? What is the inventory you created, or can I view this one? Department, organization. Okay. So this is, you are getting only one detail, right?
Yeah, I'm getting
You
only
want
one
to get
detail.
only one detail. So what is? Can you show me the facts file? Facts.d. So here you are having department ID, department location Chennai. If you want to have all the values, then we have to supply those values, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Can you go back?
This is no 2.
Okay. No 2. Okay. Here you are given DPT, the same equivalent values you are given here.
Yeah, department QA in Bangalore.
Right.
What
Yes,
is
right. Yeah. Now go back, and in this particular location, in this one, you are using one department location, right?
Yeah.
Open it. Are you able to get the detail in Ansible?
Yeah, I'm able to get it. I'm able to get it.
Right. Perfect. You are not getting in the debug level.
Correct.
That's what you're querying now. Okay. So now what you do? Go to the, yes. You can type servers instead that. If you type
Okay.
servers, it will give both the values, right, simultaneously. Okay. Now can you edit that file? Custom facts. In this one, let us say you want to remove this entire line. Maybe just comment it with the arrow on MSG, and these 2 lines comment it. MSG also comment it. Yes. We will use it in your machine in a different way, right? Come to line number 11. Type message.
Mhm.
MSG module. We want to use it. Go back one more step back. Now equivalent to that hashtag area. Go up. Yes, MSG. MSG. No, we will use debug where.
Debug where, right?
No, where just where colon space Ansible _ local. Save it. See whether we are getting all Ansible local details. I don't think so. This will have a problem. 8.
Yeah, I got it.
Right, from node 1 and node 2. You
Yeah,
are getting
yes,
full set.
Yes.
In our MSG, what we are doing, we are picking up only specific property, right?
Mhm.
Maybe we'll do one more drill. Quickly, can you open up that file itself again? And maybe try to remove this var, comment it out. This is one more thing. Go up to message, remove that, comment. Yes, here my custom facts are keep up to DEPT, remove location. Dot also remove it.
Mhm.
Yes, now try to save and run it. See whether we are able to get all the details in that area itself. Under message.
Yeah, but it's not organized, I guess, right? Okay.
No, it is coming in department,
Yeah, it's
IT,
coming.
location, all the parameters are coming.
Yeah, it's good now.
Yes.
So we can use
Right.
the top level, right? If you use department, that should be fine, I think. Org and then department, it will pick all the values.
Yes, inside that.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm
Right.
good. Sir, yeah.
Yes, good. Thank you. So shall I stop recording? And
Yes.
one more vital information. Monday we will have a small mid assessment. Till now, whatever we covered it on that area, small mid assessment around 20 questions, which will take 15 to 20 minutes max. We'll start with that, complete that particular task, or maybe at the end of the day we will do it. Either way, it is okay, right? So that we can do a small mid assessment, then we'll continue on that activity. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Shajan?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Imran.
What is the general use case of this custom facts in the real time?
Real time. That's what you want to group them. Some systems, not at the inventory level.
Okay.
At individual server level, then you want to deploy, because I wanted to deploy if this condition is, let us say I'm trying to do a patch management, right? According to your servers, you are having hundreds or thousands of servers.
Yeah.
I want to patch only the servers which are critical level 3 above, or 1 above, or less than 1, less than 2, because critical 5 means it is too much critical. I don't want to deploy to those machines. At that time, you will be able to do that.
Okay. Like to group the servers, like critical
Yes, group the servers
based on the criticality.
based on that local tags.
Okay.
So some servers will make it critical level 1, some make it as critical level 5. So you want to deploy applications only when the condition critical level is 4 or less, then you want to work on, or critical level 10 or above, you want to work on. Different things we can take.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Right. Thanks. So I'm stopping the recording now. And ending the
Shahjahan,
session. Yes.
yeah, the